Pleasure, go.
woke it up, don't woke it up, don't woke it up, don't woke it, don't woke it up, don't woke it up, don't woke it up, don't woke it.
See, that's high. This is real, brother. This is.
What's good, y'all, and welcome back to the Dynamite review for another week in a row. Of course, we missed last week because Chris had to go to the dentist, and Novi, I think Novi either had to travel, or he was sick, one of the two.
Travel.
But and yeah, we're back after 2 weeks for a Dynamite review, and luckily we were back for probably a nominee for Best Dynamite of the Year, if possibly not Best Dynamite of the Year. I'm of course this week I am joined once again, like I said, by Chris O'Bred, Marcus, and Novi. Chris, we're gonna start with you. How are you doing this week, brother? I know you had to go get you had to go to the dentist last week.
Yeah, that's why we missed the Dynamite pod yesterday because just two people weren't gonna be able to make it. But I've been pretty good this week. Nothing crazy. Enjoyed Dynamite last week, and I'm pretty excited to talk about it and some surrounding stuff. So thank you for asking, big bro.
Oh, definitely. Thank you. Novi, how are you doing this week, brother?
I'm doing very good. My club is recognizable. We're on a hot streak. It's continuing. I'm starting to believe in tides turning. I feel good. Again.
Yeah, man. We were talking. Me and Marcus were talking about, and a couple other people were talking about it the other day with Chris O, and it's just like, man, like it seems like I was talking about it last night when we were watching. I forgot what the fuck we were watching, but it's just funny how like when one company is like really bad, that's when the other one starts to go on the up and up, and then when like and vice versa, like when WWE was getting to be like not really good because it was never really like great or really fucking great, like all time great. No, but like when it was going on the up and up, AEW kind of like started going on the downside, and now that it seems like Triple H is like fucking his entire fan base and everything that they ever asked for and wished for, it seems like AEW is starting to get back into the swing of things. Marcus, would you agree?
Oh yeah,
How
definitely.
are you doing this week, brother?
Oh, thanks for asking, bro. I'm doing all right. NCAA tournament's back, Sweet 16 tonight. Florida, please don't disappoint me. And it's opening day in baseball, and Ice Cube is out in the field at Dodger Stadium in a lowrider for some reason. But neither here nor there. Braves, don't disappoint me.
Hey,
Dynamite good again. The vibes is hot. Shout out MVP. I'm gonna get into it when we start getting into all the segments and all that. But I remember some of y'all said we ain't need MVP in the dub. I remember every single last one of y'all. We're gonna have a discussion. We're gonna talk about it. But
Yo, anybody who says they didn't need like MVP in AEW, like I don't understand. Like, bro, MVP may not have changed the business of TNA when he went there the first time, but the content that MVP was doing on TNA at the time, he never had bad content on TNA. And I'm talking about like when I say this, I'm talking about his outside of WWE stuff. Like he never, even in WWE, bro. Ibu said it earlier today in the space that we did in Self-Made. Make sure you go join Self-Made to become a member. It's in the Self-Made PW. It's right there. It's literally right here in my name. So if you go to that Twitter, you'll see the link, and it's in the link of actually it's in all of our bio links. So, but yeah, no, we talked about it earlier today, and Ibu said like even when in like 2020, 2021, 2022 Raw, when it was at its worst, MVP was still like the best thing on the show, and so it's good to see like MVP's like transition from company to company. He never really has bad content in either company that he's really in. So it's very interesting to see that. Guys, remember, please remember, if you enjoy the content that you're watching and that you're listening to, that and you agree, hit the like button. Remember to subscribe. And remember to send your super chats. You can, like I said, if you agree with any of our takes, you can send super chats agreeing, disagreeing, If you have any questions about anything, you can send super chats about that. But yeah, no, we a lot of things also happened, and we're also getting to the place in AEW where we're having a lot of positive AEW news again. As last night after AEW kind of went off the air, everybody noticed that Kevin Knight was booked for Collision on Saturday.
Yeah.
Let's
And
go.
this has raised the question. This has raised the question among the fan base because usually when people, it was pointed out on Fortune 4 earlier today. Usually when there's a string, people have a string of Ring of Honor matches, and all of a sudden they don't have Ring of Honor matches that get thrown on TV. And like that basically means that like TK is not like super duper afraid of Hunter taking them. So this raises the question to my fellow co-hosts: do you guys think that Kevin Knight is possibly signing with AEW?
I would like to see him sign. He deserves it. He's good enough for it. And I last night on the show, there was a big time segment. We finally figured out what the deal was with MJF and MVP. MJF gave his decision. And MVP later on in the show, after that decision, was still talking about adding new members. And I have been stuck on this since it was kind of announced that he was searching for something in America. I think Kevin Knight should be that guy. I still think he should be that guy. I don't think there's anyone else better for the role. So I'd really like to see him have that deal now, honestly.
Because AEW always should be in the business of investing in young talent. And investing in young talent, Kevin Knight, he's athletic, exciting, he's charismatic, he can talk really well. And when you're in a group like the Hurt Syndicate, they're really cool. They're also on the upswing in terms of age. So you want a younger guy in there that they can groom and they can eventually, put in the bigger spots. And you can have him in an easier role on TV, in a recognizable role. And he may or may not be signed, but the way it's looking, I think it's on track. I think they're on the way to it because they wouldn't throw him on Collision in a feature match with Jay White, literally after he issued the open challenge, after he just entered the Owen, and they wouldn't throw him there, and they wouldn't have the AR Fox match get aired on Ring of Honor when that thing taped like over a month ago. They wouldn't just decide to air it now. So those are your two like telltale signs that something's happening.
Yeah. I think Kevin Knight, how old is Kevin Knight? He's under 30, right? Definitely under 30.
Oh, he's
way
pretty
older.
young.
He's like
Pretty
23
young.
or something like that.
Pretty young. Pretty young.
He's 28, actually. I'm completely wrong. But that's still young.
Yeah,
That's another thing.
young.
That's another thing that we were, especially when we were watching Dynamite last night, Crystal, that we pointed out. Like a lot of people in AEW are pretty young. A lot of
Especially
we
women's
just
division.
know, bro. We like I don't even think I noticed. I thought Tony Storm was like early 30s.
Yeah, Rob was like
And
flabbergasted. when
That's
she
the
learned
one
it.
shocking age in AEW. It always gets me.
Yeah, she's like fucking. She's been in the business for a while. It seems like
Yeah, she got in when she was really young.
a lot of those
It's
Australian
insane.
wrestlers do. To be honest,
Yeah.
they're kind of like Japanese wrestlers. But I would love Kevin Knight to be signed. I've been a fan of Kevin Knight really since the first time I ever seen him was I don't know if anyone remembers this, but there was the Forbidden Door pre-show. It was the Dojo Boys, which was like Gabe Kidd, Kevin Knight, Yuya, and
DKC.
DKC versus just the Acclaimed and I guess two other guys I forgot, but just ended up being Daddy Ass and fucking Bowens. And I was like, yo, this kid can jump high as shit. Why is he like? Who is this? And then I've been watching him, and he started in the junior division. Once he made it full time in Japan, he was fucking tagging with Kushida, with the
Great tag team. Great tag team.
See, I was before I was like, yo, I wouldn't mind the Galactic Jet Setters being just a tag team in AEW. That'd be cool. But at this point, I think I'd rather Kevin Knight be I'm not saying like a solo act, but I know it's like everyone's headcanon and it's what everyone wants to do, but him in the Hurt Business would just be like just money to me, bro. Like he has like the swagger. What that dude say? The swagger of an exaggerated black teenager. And that's how Kevin Knight wrestles. He wrestles like Miles Morales, and like you just gotta watch him work. They low-key set Dante Martin up, having him on the same show as Kevin Knight, to be honest.
That was kind of crazy. I can't lie.
Yeah, but I hope he has a great showing. Collision's live, so no one knows. The match obviously hasn't happened yet. but I hope he has a great showing. I wish it was against someone a little more like,
Dynamic.
yeah, a little bit more dynamic than Jay White. But I think him and Jay White, they're probably dojo buddies. I don't know if they were in the dojo at the same time, but Jay White would stop by the LA dojo at times. I'm pretty sure. So I'm sure they know each other well, and I was excited because if he has a good showing, I think he gets signed that night. The crowd reacts well. If Jay White has good things to say about him, he gets signed. I think he'd be a great addition to AEW, and I'm liking this string of these signings. I'm not saying Kevin Knight signed, but I would put money that he's going to be signed by the end of the month, or sometime soon. We
It's
have Mike Bailey, we have Megan Bain. Mina Shirakawa is says she's coming to AEW, so I'm gonna count that. And then if you get Kevin Knight, that's what, 5 straight non-WWE wrestlers. And I'm not saying you should never get ex-WWE wrestlers because there's some good ones, and there's probably some good ones coming up after the 90 days is up. Like, I'm a big Giovanni Vinci fan. I think he's like Fabian Eichner is what I'm gonna call him since that's his name. He's like fantastic to me, and I know I'm
yeah.
I'm a little bit higher on Fabian Eichner than other people, but um, it just means something when you can get people who just weren't WWE, and you can get people and turn them to stars that weren't on Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. But he's a great dude, he's great talent, and I'm excited to see what he does Friday and Saturday and what he does in AEW in general.
Um. Yeah. No. I think that it's good that a lot of these signings that are being discussed aren't ex WWE guys. Excuse me. Even though like I do want a guy like Vinci to come to AEW. I'm trying to remember all the signings, all the releases that happened
I
before.
can give them to
all
you
those,
in AEW or in WWE.
No, WWE. WWE.
I think we kind of mentioned like the big names that we'd still
Like
Yeah,
all the
Good
all the
Brothers.
guys, all the guys that
Good
like
Brothers.
all the guys that we would want to come to AEW. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like the Good
low key,
Brothers.
just the Good Brothers and Vinci for me. I mean, I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
remember
I don't even
everyone
like.
who was released, but yeah.
Yeah,
Speaking
I,
of,
I don't even care if any of them come in. Like, Good Brothers would be fine. They'll probably do New Japan dates every so often. Maybe do a couple shots in AW. Like, it doesn't matter to me.
They're good. They're good.
Yeah,
well,
I'm
of course. Transitioning into this subject before we get into super chats. Another person that was released from WWE that has been topic of conversation of today because he was on Chris Van Vliet's show doing
I'm sure.
an interview. Cedric Alexander. I didn't listen to the interview. I have yet to listen to the interview. I needed to, but I was mad tired today, and I did that space with Ibu earlier. But Cedric Alexander had some things to say today, of course. A couple of things. The most notable things that I know of, really, was that he kind of revealed, and I don't know why he would ever reveal this. It's kind of stupid to reveal that he was signed before the Kota Ibushi match when they were like, "Please sign Cedric." I don't. It kind of blew his aura. Like I don't know why.
Why
he
would
was
you
like,
say that? Like,
blew his aura,
why?
bro.
say that. And
It's like the
then
most famous moment of your career. You just kind of say, "Well, actually, it went down like this." No, bro, just take that to your grave. Don't put on Chris
I
Van
would
Vliet.
never, bro. I would never tell a soul that. I don't understand why he would. And then, another notable thing he said, he was never really a Triple H guy. Of course, it seemed like he was a Triple H guy from what took place in the Cruiserweight Classic, but he later on he said that. All right, he said later on that no, sorry, they were telling me that they were leaving. But no, it seemed like he was a Triple H guy from the Cruiserweight Classic and everything, but of course he revealed that he was more of a Paul Heyman guy than, and it kind of makes sense because
Because
he
he's
never
black.
really got put that number
But that
one
Triple H
that
shit was for the fashion, huh?
and yeah that because Triple H, yeah, a black guy being a Triple H guy, yeah, I'm so sure.
One of my boys.
And then I remember during the Paul Heyman stretch of Monday Night Raw when he got executive or whatever the fuck his executive producer, whatever his position was, he gave like Cedric 3 United States Championship matches and feuds with AJ in like a row. Like it was like a 3-month stretch where he faced AJ for the U.S. title like 3 different times. So it kind of makes sense he was more of a Paul Heyman guy than a Triple H guy. Because when Triple H got power, he didn't really. But by that point, Cedric had really. I wish he would have touched on it, but we'll touch on it in a second. But the most important one that everybody's been discussing today is that he was asked by Chris Van Vliet about joining the Hurt Syndicate. Of course, the Hurt Syndicate have been looking for a fourth member, and Chris Van Vliet asked him about being that fourth member, and of course he said he would love to because he never really got the chance to do it in WWE because it never really flourished, and Vince really killed the idea before it got off the ground. Now, of course, a lot of people had mixed opinions on this. I have had mixed opinions on this because I don't want to see Cedric doing anything of note unless he gets into shape. But like, I don't really care to see him in the Hurt Syndicate. But I don't really care. I don't really care to see him in the Hurt Syndicate. I talked about him wanting him to be in the Hurt Syndicate, but at this point, I would care about him just being signed. But I don't want to really see him doing anything of note unless he gets into shape. And it's not about him like being. I'm not calling him, oh my god, Tubbs, fatty or anything. Like, no, that's not what I'm saying. Like, no, I'm not saying that. I'm just like, bro, he wanted the push from Triple H when Triple H gave him those 3 Dragon Lee matches. It's like, okay, those Dragon Lee matches were fine. Like, they were good matches, but like, you still got to be TV ready, bro. And I wanted to ask. I'll start with Marcus. On like how do y'all feel? I know how y'all will probably feel about him being in the Hurt Syndicate, but what are your thoughts on the whole Hurt Syndicate discussion with Cedric
Nah, that's
Alexander?
all right. We straight. We good. Like I like Cedric, I do. But 2025, I haven't been impressed with anything he's done in years, to be honest with you. And he's not in the greatest shape ever. Like I'm not gonna like Rob said, I'm not gonna do the whole like, oh, that nigga fat as hell shit. Nah. Just I don't need him on AW TV now with in the type of condition he's in as a wrestler. Just let him recharge his batteries on the independent somewhere. Do a couple dates in like New Japan Strong or something for all I care. Something like that. Something away from the Hurt Syndicate because that doesn't need to be your entire identity, Cedric. Just I'd rather them do what they have the core 3 they have right now, Sheldon, MVP, Bobby, and then remix it with someone younger. Like that's my preference.
No, and I completely and totally agree. I from my lens, when I looked at it was, and I'll go Chriso next, and then I'll go Novi, and then Novi can respond to Chriso, or add on, I guess. The way I looked at it was people kept saying he needed to be a young guy, and my whole thing was like Cedric is still. I mean, he's like 35 years old, but that's still pretty young in terms of like the Hurt Syndicate and where they are in age range, because all them niggas are like 50 years old, so like, oh, damn near 50 years old. But looking at it, I do feel like if Kevin, that's when I was thinking that Kevin Knight wasn't going to be signed because remember the Fightful put out their report that he was looking at all of his WWE options. So at that point, I was looking at it well Kevin Knight's going to NXT anyway, so you might as well just put Cedric in that spot because you already gave Leo a position and everything else. But with Kevin Knight looking like he's possibly signing the AEW, that could change. And I would you know what I want to see? I want to see Cedric at least get signed to Ring of Honor and kind of earn his way in. I would like this. That's what I would kind of like to see. I would kind of like to see him get signed to Ring of Honor and kind of earn his way in to a position. You know what I mean? Because I know he doesn't. He The thing is that people don't really realize he doesn't have the resume that a lot of people have to just be put straight in that position. Like, yeah, he was cruiserweight champion. Yeah, he had the cruiserweight classic run, but he doesn't really have the resume to be thrown into a top position in AEW right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
all right.
But so like, Chris, what are your thoughts on Cedric talking about wanting to try another shot at the Hurt Business thing?
You know, I love the Hurt Business, like the original Hurt Business. Obviously, I think it was like my first time. Like I started watching wrestling like right before CM Punk left WWE. Right, that's when I started watching wrestling. And the Hurt Syndicate was like the first time I saw like a serious, black group of talent in WWE. Um, New Day, but New Day weren't serious really. They were more like they were good and they were pushed hard and they were pushed seriously. But they're more, like the fun, charismatic side of black wrestlers, which is great. I love New Day. They're my second favorite tag team of all time. Third, never mind. They fell down the spot. But I love the Hurt Business, original Hurt Business. I was a big fan of Seti in particular because I used to watch him in PWG and the Cruiserweight Classic. His match with Ibushi was like, I think that was my first time seeing Ibushi too. So like he introduced that match, introduced me to Ibushi. So I love Seti. Um, but that was 10 years ago. And um he just isn't the guy he was. And some of it's not his fault. He was on the bench for a long time in WWE. He got sent down to NXT, and I don't know. The last image people have of Cedric Alexander wrestling is that he was Javon Evans' weed carrier, bro. That's what he was. He wasn't his mentor or none of that. He was his weed carrier. He would take the pins in the tag matches and all that. And it sucks that the independent scene is not as great as it used to be, or it's not in the place that it should be, because like a guy like Seti 15 years ago could get released, go on the independent scene, tear it up, and then get pushed in a company, whether back then it was TNA or New Japan or WWE. But he just can't do that now. So it's really about word to mouth. And I know him and the other members of the Hurt Syndicate, especially MVP, are really close and they love each other. And MVP is obviously going to push for Cedric in the company because that's his guy. And MVP's a loyal guy. But like Rob said, first of all, he has to get into shape, and then he has to earn it. Like you have to earn being um in like such a hot group that the Hurt Syndicate is, one of the hottest groups in wrestling, one of the hottest things in wrestling in general. They constantly have the best parts of TV every week. They constantly
And
have
we
good storylines.
and we not saying works for it and yo earns it. No, we're not saying that. Like we're
No,
just saying
Nah, not at
we
all,
we
not at all.
saying we're saying like you know what I mean. There's certain bro. You look at the fucking Hurt Syndicate, bro. Like and then like I said, this like and Nova, you can tell me whether you agree, you disagree. Like he doesn't have the resume. He doesn't have the resume to just be thrown into a position like that immediately.
Yep. He doesn't have the resume, especially lately. It's, that match was 10 years ago nearly. The cruiserweight title run was like 8 years ago. It's been a long time since then. Like you said, the Hurt Syndicate, this is a big time faction. They get consistent time every single week. They're one of the most over acts in the company. You don't just get that spot because you were good that long ago. I know the Indies are in a state of disarray. It's a mess. But you have to go there and you have to show me something. You have to show me that you deserve to be featured and earn your contract. Like get in shape, have good matches, show me that you are good enough to be in that spot. And if you earn it, that's great. That's fantastic. The problem is there's plenty of guys that are waiting in line that have already earned it. I think Kevin Knight, through his work in New Japan, has earned a spot like that. He's earned a role on a major TV spot. So ultimately, I wouldn't mind seeing him get a couple shots on ROH, see him, I don't know, work some indie out there. There's got to be something, right? And if he shows me something, go for it.
Hey, listen. I would even I don't even like suggesting this place because they're gonna be dead in a year. But if you gotta do what Mike Santana did and go to TNA and revitalize your career, then do it. If you gotta do that and I know TNA is ex WWE land, but like realistically, Mike Santana, who's not an ex WWE guy, who's really an ex TNA guy, went back to TNA and kind of revitalized this whole shit and has become a commodity that when and if his TNA deal comes up and he does leave, which eventually he will because TNA's dying, he's going to be looked at by both AEW and WWE in the means of where AEW is probably going to want to get him back and WWE is probably going to want to get him in the Performance Center. So even if you got to do that, you can go to TNA, especially when now that we just told y'all yesterday that or the other day that NXT writers be in the building when they go to these TVs. You know what I'm saying? If you got to go to TNA to get it out the mud, go to TNA. But just don't become lazy, bro.
Well, here's the thing.
Don't get lazy.
And listen, you WWE niggas, and I'm not saying Cedric. Hold on, I almost heated up, nigga. I'm not saying Cedric is one of these niggas, right? He definitely, he feels like a humble guy. I was watching some of this Christmas meeting. He looks like a humble guy. But you WWE niggas, you're not entitled to anything. We already have entitled WWE people in AEW to this day who think they're entitled to stuff because they worked for Vince and they worked in WWE for 10 years or whatever.
And they're
Who's
and they're
entitled,
and they're
Chriso?
getting cleared out right now. They're getting cleared.
No, they're
Who's
no,
entitled,
they're out
Chriso?
of here.
We don't need to
So,
replace him with more guys like that, bro. We don't need it.
so and we're not saying Cedric's one of these guys. There's like been no reports that Cedric is like hard to work with or doesn't want a job. But I feel like Cedric is someone who just would be happy for the opportunity, obviously. But there's just a negative connotation about past WWE guys. Fucking, some of them are already at the door. Malachi, Miro, ex-WWE guys who just, they thought they were a bit above some people who weren't in WWE. And I get it, bro. But these guys aren't entitled. So I always see people, you have to give Cedric a chance. He was in the original Hurt business. You have to give. No, you don't have to give him a
Don't
chance.
at all.
How do you know? How do you know that he's going to be the same Cedric? And even the Cedric that was in the Hurt business wasn't the Cedric that was in the Cruiserweight Classic. Wasn't the Cedric that was on 205 Live every week. Like there's evolutions, and this right now is his worst version. And that's not a bad thing. He got older. He wasn't used to his full potential, but a lot of people weren't used. Tony Storm wasn't used to her full potential. She's an XW girl, and she earned it. Nigga, bro, people don't remember her first what's it called? Well, what's it called? Interim fucking title reign wasn't good, but she earned the right to win that belt 2 more times. She's earned the right to be probably the most over woman in AEW, maybe one of the most over people in general. She's probably top 3 most over people in general in AEW. She's main eventing every
Easily
week.
top 3.
She's earned it. A lot of people have to earn this. Hurt Business, they had the resume though to be like, yo, put us on TV right away and let us win those tag belts. We don't gotta win the world championship, but Bobby earned the right to pin Swerve. Swerve respected Bobby and what he's done in the past, not just because he was in WWE, but because he was a world champion and because he earned everything that he did. So he earned the right for Swerve to be like, yeah, you can go over. He earned the right to beat Private Party for those tag champs when Private Party should probably had a longer reign. But is the Hurt Syndicate proving anybody like right that they shouldn't have won the belts? No, they're proving everyone wrong that they should have won the belts.
Yeah.
And they are better tag champs than Private Party,
You talk about Tony. There's another guy who's done this to an even higher degree, in my opinion. It's Swerve. He grinded out in the tag division. He grinded out every opportunity. He made the most of it. And look at him now. Now he feels like the star of AEW. Feels like the guy. I'm not saying that Cedric Alexander is going to go down that same path, but you kind of have to take inspiration from that and prove to me that you can get these higher positions. You have to earn it as you go up. We can't just give it out just for fun. You know what I mean?
Like Swerve got pinned like 2 matches into his AW run. Or like
his second match, he got pinned by Ricky Starks on Rampage. I remember.
He kind of went out the muscle, did that tag team with Keith, won the tag belts. They got over, turned heel, had the original group that didn't really go well, and then they merged with Brian Keith.
Embassy.
Brian Cage, Embassy, Mogul Embassy, had the feud with Hangman, and now he's one of your biggest stars in the company. Had the world title run, main event at Wembley last year, and he's your guy. And Tony Storm,
I would do this.
The last time we saw her, she was getting pied on SmackDown, and she took a hot on a plane and got the fuck out of there. Had a nice little women's title reign here, and then all of a sudden she's the most over woman in the entire company, top 3 people, period, right now. You gotta earn these things. You gotta show that you're ready to grind, you're ready to commit, because this ain't easy. Like Purple Rope Cedric ain't 2025 Cedric. It just ain't it. 205 Live Cedric ain't here no more. Like, who are you, Cedric Alexander?
I would do this.
Exactly.
I would do this essentially, right? I would just rebrand Ring of Honor basically into the 205 Live hotspot, where I would take all these niggas, these ex WWE niggas that think that not think they deserve a spot, but I would make all of them earn spots to be on AEW through Ring of Honor, and I would take them. I would take Trevor Lee. I would take Dijak.
Thoroughly
I
done.
would take all of them niggas and put them on. I know he's not 205, but I'm saying all these niggas, I would take all of them and put them on Ring of Honor. And the more they get over, the better matches they have, the more good matches they have. That's how I would set them on their way to coming into AEW.
Also,
But I don't think all
Rob,
these people deserve immediate spots in AEW.
just to add on
Not
to
at
what you
all.
said, Rob, I want these dudes doing that on a revamped ROH without contracts. Don't give these dudes contracts yet. You give them some temporary, what's it called? Just like
Like
Per
pay-per-view.
appearance.
Pay per appearance
per
deals.
appearance, yeah, per appearance deals. Be like, yo, I got 10 per appearance deals for you. Make yourself someone who I need to put on my show. So make yourself someone who I don't want Hunter to get again. Make yourself someone that I need to sign in these 10 appearances. And if someone shines, hey man, maybe give him a contract if you want, or give him a couple more per appearances, see what they really can do. Um, ROH just can't be fucking dark, bro. You know, just bring back dark. I like dark. Dark was a good idea. Bring back dark. But ROH has to be, or it should be, an AEW indie. You know, have guys who aren't under contract fight other guys who aren't under contract, or maybe
Bro,
some
they keep
guys who want to earn TV time, and you know, make it something like that. But Cedric, like we keep saying it, obviously, but Cedric has to earn his spot. Everyone has to earn their spot, really, just in the world in general. But we're just
Yep.
this is a fucking Dynamite review, so we're talking about AEW.
yeah.
Giovanni
Yeah.
Vinci, if he, it's since I love Giovanni Vinci and I want him in AEW, he has to also earn his spot. This isn't just us dissing Cedric Alexander. It's about dudes who don't have like Rob keeps saying, don't have the resume to demand a contract or any of that. Like no one has the right. The Good Brothers, you know, maybe they can demand a contract because they've done it in the past before, and you know they're over with the AEW crowd. And I'm tired of you niggas, some of you AEW fans, acting like the Good Brothers last time they in AEW were shit. They constantly had good matches.
Oh, you niggas are
Like
so mad. The Good Brother,
they
you
were
niggas
like
are so
good
mad. The Good
TV,
Brothers are
bro.
doing
Y'all
their
so
fucking
mad,
thing.
son, boy.
The
Those are the
Super
Gray Brothers,
Elite,
bro.
yeah, the Super Elite was fire, bro, and they were a big part of it. Go look up their AEW cage match. They had like maybe one bad match with the Dark Order, right? But like you know, just to wrap up Cedric thoughts.
Dark Order.
Um, I I want Cedric to have a chance, whether that's in AEW, TNA, or New Japan, because he not deserves he deserves a chance to show that WWE was wrong. He deserves a chance to show that he maybe still have it. But it's just not something I need, you know, until he proves that I need him. But if he does come into the company, I know this has been an idea between Ibu, Rob, myself, and I know some people in the chat have been saying it. Making the storyline that the young buck Kevin Knight,
Mm-hmm.
he should join the Hurt Syndicate before Cedric even comes into the company if he does. But be like, yo, this young buck is, and be like, hey, Cedric, these young bucks, you know, you're not a young buck anymore. We got more stakes in Kevin here, and have them have a series of matches or have them tag, and you know whoever has the better performances in kayfabe wise, you know, stays in the Hurt Syndicate. Cedric, like he doesn't have to be in the Hurt Syndicate if he does come to AEW and proves he should be there, you know. But yeah, that's all I really have to
Or
say about Cedric.
even then, because and before we get into the topic of some of these super chats and then the topic of Dynamite, like the few key things from Dynamite, of course, Cedric and Kevin Knight has mentioned that he wanted to win Ring of Honor Gold. Um, what I would do is you could have two different tag teams in the Hurt Syndicate. You could have the main tag team, which are the AEW Tag Team Champions right now, Bobby and Shelton, and you could have Cedric and Kevin Knight go for tag team gold in Ring of Honor. Like, and there's multiple things that you can do with this, but of course, like I said, you gotta get your as does everybody who was released. You gotta earn it first. But
Yeah, just make a name for yourself and just recalibrate yourself. Because the best thing you could do if you leave WWE, don't rely on shit you were doing for like the last 10 years of your career. Like find something new, find a new lane for yourself. Look at Ricochet. Doing the best character
don't
ever
be
for 12
listen.
years.
I love
Yeah,
Hammerstone. Don't be a Hammerstone nigga posting yourself on the PC from 10 years ago. Don't do
yeah,
Yeah.
that.
That
for a
shit's
while.
that's sad as hell, bro. I can't even hold you. Like
I feel bad for him or
Uh,
something, bro.
I do too, but you can't
yeah,
be
he need to
going
get
out
off,
here
bro.
talking.
Get off the gas. That's his
Key
fault,
are
bro.
words.
His gas gut last weekend was crazy, bro. He got to chill
Yeah,
on.
it's good.
I said, no wonder you couldn't even let my pendulum correct. That shit was wild. Plus, the other dude didn't take it all that well either. So, like, Jesus.
But like I said, let's get into some super chats, please, guys. Remember, like the video, subscribe, and send your super chats to ask questions. Elite Merchant, $2. Well, what do you want to talk about? Cody Rhodes, man, what a bump.
Cody Rhodes, huh?
Yeah, we taking that bum at WrestleMania.
Who's 17?
Elite Merchant, $2. I don't like whips and chains. I guess we could use this. I guess we could use this to talk about the beginning of Dynamite. Um, of course, Blake Christian came out at the beginning of Dynamite to face Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega made his entrance, the godliest entrance I think in all of pro wrestling. Just there's a lot of great entrances in pro wrestling currently, but I don't think any of these entrances match up to Kenny Omega's entrance. Like I can the only few things I can think of is like the Rock's and final boss entrance, and like maybe Roman, but like that's pretty much it. I don't think there's another entrance in the world that compares to Kenny Omega's. But Kenny Omega came out, squashed Blake Christian basically, and then we got a surprise. Basically not a jab and back and forth battle between Speedball and Kenny Omega, but we got a promo segment between Speedball and Kenny Omega. Speedball came out after Kenny pretty much mentioned him in this promo, and he was like, "Congratulations." He basically was like, "I respect you, you respect me." He's like, I can't wait to do this at the pay-per-view." But all of a sudden, Ricochet came on screen. Ricochet and his I think Ibu said it on Twitter, looking like a fucking villain from a video game or some shit.
Look like a
A,
Power
vi-
Ranger villain and shit.
a fucking Power Ranger villain, and he basically came on screen and was like, "Both of you niggas are bums, and both of you niggas are not me." And
You're so mad I'm getting married.
exactly, and I'm coming, but in between that, I'm gonna go to Dynasty, and I'm gonna become the new AEW International Champion. I'm gonna start with him starting that shit and him noticing that shit isn't getting over. It's so fucking beast. Novi, I'm gonna start with you. What did you think about this whole Blake Christian thing and like the more important part, which was the Kenny, Speedball and Ricochet interaction?
Yeah, on the match, it's simple. I just thought it was exactly the match they should have had. It was quick. It was to the point. Kenny said "fuck your flips" and killed Blake Christian. That's what it should have been. The promo itself, this was hilarious. I'm not gonna lie to you. And I love Speedball Mike Bailey. That man does not talk like a real person. I don't know what's up. He talks like he's from like out of a fighting movie, but like a bad one. And I think it's not even a bad. It sounds like I'm saying that in a bad thing, but it's kind of quirky and kind of fun. So like I'm cool with it. I'm not gonna lie, he should be a heel. At some point he talks like a heel, bro. He sounds like it to me. I think it would fit his vibe well, but that's way further down the line. Obviously, good stuff from Kenny. He's naturally funny, getting off little jabs here and there, and Ricochet.
I don't need friends. I got a cat.
Exactly. I don't need friends, man. I got my cat at home. That's cool with me. Yeah, and Ricochet, he was funny too, bro, because just he looked like a Power Ranger villain, like you said. It's just a really funny
Why did he wear
segment.
that to his wedding, bro? Why is that your wedding day?
I have
That's crazy.
He should have wore the Eagles hat with it too. He should keep doing
crazy.
that. Yeah, this whole promo segment was I was just laughing my ass off for so many different reasons, but I did think it was very productive. Shout out all three guys involved. They feel like major players. I'm glad to see them getting the spotlight at Dynasty, and I'm very interested to see what that match looks like because I know three ways are not everyone's cup of tea, but I think that one could be very interesting. So yeah, good stuff, honestly.
Yeah, I enjoyed the hell out of this. It's the theme of the day when it came to Dynamite overall was productivity. And this was about as productive as you could get. Kenny got there, had a decent squash, which, fun fact, guys, this wasn't supposed to be a match at all. It was just supposed to be a promo segment, but, Ricochet having his wedding and everything like that, plus Kenny's wrestling on TV is probably going to be a rare occurrence, so I enjoy it every time I get it.
It's good to get
Have
him
a nice,
reps too.
exactly. Have a nice little match. It's going to be a little more fast paced than the usual stuff he's been doing since he's come back. So just get him into someone who does some flips, kill him in 5 minutes, and then get to where you're going to get to. Speedball is very much a video game character. Like if you ever play like Street Fighter 2 or Marvel vs. Capcom, all that shit, he reminds me of like Liu Kang in Mortal Kombat sometimes. Like he just kicks the shit out of people. He sounds quirky. Like I like him. He's very likable.
I love Speedball, man.
Yeah.
He came across super likable too in this segment.
Yeah, and then Kenny, he's just quirky. He's a god. We all know that. But he's also quirky as all hell, and that's a lot of levity. He's like, hey, bro, I get all that respect shit, but I ain't got no friends. I got my cat at home. I don't need none of that. We cool. We straight. I'm solidifying my legacy. Only thing I care about is this damn championship on my shoulder. I'm gonna keep that after Dynasty. Y'all are stepping stones to my legacy. And the Ricochet is just the perfect villain to just play off of. I'm very glad they pivoted to this being through because Speedball is like insanely over. He's been in for 3 weeks now. I'm very happy for him.
Marcus, are we shocked by that? Are we just confused by the reaction, or did maybe I think all four of us on this panel might have called that going in? To be honest,
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe in a company that values really cool wrestlers, a guy who does a whole bunch of crazy moves in the ring, does a bunch of kicks, has a really fun fighting game based offense, got over instantly. Who knows?
he hasn't even shown like his best moves yet, bro. That's like the crazy part.
he still hasn't hit
got
his real finisher.
Yeah,
Still
he hasn't hit
hit it.
Ultimate X yet.
Yeah,
Ultimate Weapon.
he's gonna hit that shit on Ricochet and kill him.
Oh,
gonna be sick.
we are there.
Ricochet is gonna sell it so well too. He's gonna bump huge. It's gonna be great.
Ricochet's gonna die in that match. I'm gonna love it every single second of it. So glad they pivoted to this being three-way.
Crystal?
Oh yeah, I mean, obviously it's always a treat to see Kenny wrestle. I don't know why people are complaining about this matchup. Obviously, it was going to be a squash the whole time, and it was an elongated squash. Kenny gave Blake Christian not a good amount, but like enough to where it wasn't a squash. It was more of a elongated squash.
Yeah, he got a little shiny after that. Kane just killed him.
Yeah. But Christian played his performance well. He got some good heat for Kenny. Obviously, you're facing one of the most overpaid faces, so it's not hard to get heat, but still, I would like to see Kenny versus Lee Johnson too, since Lee Johnson is tagging with Blake Christian. But obviously, it's a treat to see Kenny. I don't know if people are giving Kenny the credit he deserves. Like I never thought Kenny was terrible at promos, but it was obviously the weakest part of his game. Like he's come around so much to like TV promos. It's kind of crazy.
It's literally just because he's charismatic. Like he's super charismatic.
He didn't have to change his case. Like people used to say, "Oh, he can't talk like how he talks if he wants to be a good promo." Yes, he can. He just can't be like he can't fucking cut a Roman promo, but he can still talk in his cadence, and he can be quirky, and he's like one of the most charismatic wrestlers of all time, facial charismatic, and just like the way he talks and how much energy he brings. He's one of the funniest dudes when he gets a mic too. Like he has a great sense of humor. That comes from all his comedy stuff. But I thought the promo between him and
that's the funny part. Like he just
he
comes off tough.
he has that like dry sense of humor sometimes where it's like, I was not joking.
That was the perfect thing. Right at the start of the promo, he goes, "Kenny, Speedball." And it's that little exchange at the start, that was like a good example of just his dry humor, like getting over.
It's like, congratulations. Thanks.
And it wasn't and he didn't have to bury fucking Speedball to do it. Some guys just like The Rock used to just bury people on the mic just to get jokes off, and and that's not a bad thing. Some of those guys deserve to be buried back in the day. But yeah, I liked it. Ricochet cutting a promo at his wedding shows the dedication he has to this character. I think that's gonna be like easily match of the night at Dynasty. And I expect him to hit 5 stars. Every Kenny pay-per-view match has hit 5 stars so far. Or not pay-per-view. I guess the Grand Slam shit wasn't a pay-per-view, but we're counting it as a pay-per-view. So all of them hit 5 stars. I expect this one to be. I expect it to be a top 3 triple threat of all time, if not the best triple threat of all time. Definitely going to be the best AEW triple threat of all time.
I can see
who's
that.
the best triple threat of all time? Kenny Omega himself.
Hey, So yeah, I look forward to that. This has been a really good start to his all international title run. I'm I'm excited to see who he goes after next or who comes after him next. Uh,
Yeah.
like really excited. I hope he does some CMLL stuff. I really do.
We need to
Um,
see him in Arena Mexico. We need to see it.
yeah,
Can y'all make a
but
Briscoe
yeah,
Dorado? Need it.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Rob,
The highest rated 3-way from AEW, which I don't necessarily agree with it, is Takeshita, Ricochet, and Osprey from last year. And number 2 would be Kenny, Cassidy, and Pac, which I actually think would be higher in my book. That's
oh,
the bar to clear. I think this is going to clear.
you know
That
what?
first
It's
spell was hurt,
underrated.
though,
The Darby Andrade
Oh.
Sammy match is
If
man. Oh, that was on
amazing.
Rampage.
If they got the result right on that match, it would be like
Yeah,
people would
I
think of
know
that
it's
so differently.
tired that people say, yo, Andrade should have won a TNT belt. But if you go back and watch like just that, first of all, that feud was really good. The Andrade Sammy Dark feud was really good. He should have won the match,
Yep.
right? He really should have won that belt. That match is so great. I would have it definitely over the Osprey Takeshita Ricochet match.
Yeah.
I might have it as the best AEW triple threat, but I don't have a problem with the Kenny Cassidy Pac match being up there too. But yeah, this was a good piece of business.
I'll say I'll give the
Um,
triple threat and or double nothing higher because 1, I was there, and 2, almost tripped on Callis.
I'm crying.
Next super chat while I go get some allergy medicine and some food. Because I feel like I'm dying. Jaw flakes because I cut grass today. Every time I cut grass, it tears my insides
I'll be
apart.
kicking
No
my
diddy.
ass, man.
Pollen everywhere.
Oh my god, it's the worst. Jaw flakes 199. Step aside, Swerve. It's time for the switchblade.
Oh, brother.
Yeah, that's all
Step
right. That's all right.
aside, Swerve. It's time for the switchblade. You guys
We,
don't know
we
what
are
this is
good on
from.
that. We are
You guys
good.
don't know if you guys don't know where this is from. Switchblade. We're getting to the Swerve promo in a second because there's another super chat mentioning Swerve. But Jay White cut a promo basically backstage last night, basically being like Swerve and Hangman always on dick, but I'm the real Switchblade because I am the catalyst of professional wrestling because it's still my era and my era does not end because I have not won the world championship. And when I win the world
brother.
championship, you will once again breathe with the Switchblade.
And I sold out
um,
Madison Square Garden by myself.
And I also sold out Madison Square Garden by myself. By the way,
It's
Bro.
still my era.
I'd really like for people to stop lying. I'd really like for people to stop kidding around with this Switchblade stuff, thinking he's a main eventer. Let's chill out, guys. All right. There's a long line of people that are above him on this roster. It is what it is, you know. Jeez,
Wrong.
there we go. There we go. Good stuff.
But he is an upper mid target to occasional rotational main event piece, a firm notch below the actual main eventers on this roster, and that's okay.
It's all good, and I still like watching his matches from time to time, but I'm not trying to see him win the world title, and I haven't ever felt that way. It's okay if that's your favorite and you want to keep pushing for him. It's fine. I get it. I push for my guys too. But what has he shown, like honestly, to make you feel this way? Genuinely, you know?
He had those good tag matches on Collision.
Oh,
But did you see how he looked when he stole MJF's world title?
He looks good with a belt, but he has an amazing body, right? I mean,
yeah, it's good build.
Yeah, he looks
that
really
can't
good.
be all, bro. And he's good on the mic. I'm sorry, bro. It just isn't something I need to see right now. Obviously, he can earn my respect in him being worth. I think if he stays at AEW for like 5 more years, he's gonna have a world title run. It's just inevitable. Is he gonna stay at AEW 5 more years? Who knows? You
I
know.
doubt it.
But
I doubt it, and I don't think he should.
yeah, I don't think he should either. But I like Jay White occasionally. I like Jay White. The thing is, people put him in conversations he just doesn't belong in, and that's the problem. He is not a top 10 wrestler on this roster. You
Yeah.
can maybe put him in that top 15 because of how versatile he is with other stuff, but just like he's just not a dynamic performer. He never really was a dynamic performer. But in New Japan, you don't have to be a dynamic performer. You can just be, really good, like cerebral, because those main events used to go so long.
It's a different
Um,
audience.
yeah, different
Yeah,
audience, but I think he'll do good in the tournament. I don't know who else. It's right now. It's Billy, Hangman, and
Well,
Jay White, right?
well, he might have a good match, but he won't have a good tournament because he's going out in round 1.
Oh yeah, there's only like 3 rounds in this
Because
fucking tournament.
I'm so sorry, but Hangman has got to get his win back.
Yeah, we getting our win back.
The right way.
We have to walk this path to right this wrong. I mean, it is what it is. Switchblade.
Yeah, but
Kelly really had Switchblade beat him back-to-back pay-per-views, bro.
That was wild.
That was wild, bro.
Crazy.
Wrestle Dream was fine. I didn't need them doing it again the very next pay-per-view. I did think that.
Yeah. And you know what? Another thing too on the Switchblade conversation, there's a lot of guys in AEW I'd have win the world title before I had him win it. There was a guy on this show. There was 2 guys in particular I'm thinking about. There's Mark Briscoe and Kyle Fletcher, who I'd have above him.
Kyle Fletcher's better than Jay White right now, man.
Easily.
And he's also a good promo, so you can't use. Jay White's a great pro. Kyle Fletcher's a good talker.
Good promo.
He's really dynamic in the ring. He do a lot of stuff.
I think there's like 8 people I would take over Jay White right now. It's for a world title run right now. Like you said, I'd have a Briscoe world title run, a Fletcher world title run, an Ospreay world title run, another Swerve world title, a Hangman world title. That's 5.
That's 5. You Kenny, I think you can say. I think
that belt again.
I say even not right now. It's gonna take some time to get right on track. I would say Darby before him, to be honest with you.
MJF, I think he's earned
MJF, Eddie Kingston, I would say, depending on how he looks coming back.
Yeah,
If he stops doing cosplay, then we can have that conversation.
If he goes back to Brawler Eddie, he should win that belt.
I think Takeshita.
Hobbs in a year or 2 could probably have an opportunity.
I might need a little more convincing with Hobbs before I'm willing to put him up there.
Yeah,
you know what?
Stuff, and I think he could be the picture in like a year or 2, but like I was winning it. We'll see.
Samoa Joe, I'd have over him easily. I think he's a little older, but
I would have Joe over Jay. But I don't need another Joe title run.
I'm not saying I need it, but I would have him over Joe.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Yeah.
So there's a list right there, and it's just a competitive time at the top,
And if I had it my way, I'm grooming Giovanni Vinci to be a world champ, baby. I'm grooming him to be a world champ. I'm giving him 2 years. Show the world what you got, baby.
We didn't even say Ricochet either.
Ricochet
there's
a lot of people, and obviously all of this is personal preference. You're not gonna have the same list we have, or whatever. We don't even have the same list. Us up here, but hopefully Jay White impresses in that tournament.
Yeah. Good promo. It's fine promo last night. It's very standard stuff for him. So it just is what it is. But we'll see how the tournament comes across.
All right. Next super chat. Little Smoke. Shout out to Little Smoke. Modded in the self-made Discord. Swerve winning at Dynasty. Goto retaining at Sakura Genesis. Ice cream so good.
Whoa. Hold on. We have a Wrestle Kingdom to go to. David Finley. It's not your time.
We got a Shibata match to get to, brother.
You have Shibata.
Hey, man,
Goto.
That Shibata match need the title. It might have to come with fighting David Finley, I feel.
Hey, man, Ospreay agreed with me and said it should be a forbidden door for that title, so I'm just going to that.
Ospreay don't book the company.
We have a torch to pass. Goto's gotta be the one to do it. We have a torch to pass to big Firestorm. We have Yu or more.
Firestorm.
I'm trolling. I'm trolling. I'm trolling. I'm trolling. I'm trolling.
Brother, Shooter needs that belt.
Oh, huh?
Oh, you're so bad.
All right, Gato. All right, Gato.
We'll reconsider that one.
We need yo, Goto. It's time, Shoto Umino. Showman Umino is here. It's time to cook up that 10%, nigga.
Yeah, man.
10% up, nigga.
But what was after the Kenny segment?
Was it a match?
It was Brody and Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was
Jericho,
right
it was a Jericho promo right before that.
Oh, it was a Jericho promo first, yeah.
Oh no, the Jericho promo was good. Jericho promo was good.
Yeah, it was a good promo.
Jericho's
been good.
Hey, Jericho's
was
earned a
talking to Big
pay-per-view
Bill
spot.
and Brian Keith. And he
Yeah.
basically was just telling them niggas like, "Hey man, you've been kind of a bum, bro. You niggas been kind of bums. This is not what I signed up for. I didn't sign up to work with bums." And he basically was just like, "You niggas need to do something, or else this is over with. And you're out of the learning tree."
Pretty
Go
sad what
catch
they
a
went out
body.
and did too, bro. It's kind of sad.
Yo, so the MJF promo was before the Brody match, right?
Yes.
We could
Why
go
can't
out
I
of
hear
order.
nobody? What's going on?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
But I like the Jericho promo. I've been liking this feud with Bandito. Even though Bandito probably should have won that first match, or that match shouldn't have even been for a title. But I've been liking this feud. They even got people invested in like Gravity as a character, mostly his mask.
Crazy.
But
That's
the
not wild.
pop that Bandito got once he like took his mask back on Collision, it was a big pop. It was a really good pop. And obviously people keep saying it's contract season for Jericho, so he's been trying his hardest.
I was just about to say, what time of year is it for Chris Jericho,
Hey,
man? These
he wants that
extensions,
extension.
it's got to come through.
You trying to
But,
get that extension?
He's
going to
like
the
like
bank.
Novi said, he's earned his pay-per-view spot this time. And usually this is like his first like main card pay-per-view spot in like a couple cycles.
It's been a little bit.
Oh, wow.
He said he told that
he's
nigga,
earned.
he told that he walked backstage. He be walking backstage. He be telling that nigga TK, "I signed my deals in Excel, nigga. Make sure it's in my shit in the morning."
Yeah, but I'm glad that first of all, I'm glad Mandito's gonna get a pay-per-view match. I think it's gonna be his first one in the company, right? His first
He's
pay-per-view
gonna
match.
win too.
He's
He's
probably
gonna
gonna
win.
win.
That 21. It come with 21 plex. It come with go to sleep, inverted go to sleep. So yeah, good Jericho promo. Also, the underlying thing with the learning tree has been pretty good to watch. Like I keep saying, Brian, like, bro, it's just what wonders putting someone on TV every week does to their perception. Like when Brian Keith was first in the learning tree, he was not wrestling. Like that was the main problem. He was not wrestling, but now he's been wrestling every week. So what to the point where if he does leave the learning tree, he doesn't need Jericho to stay on TV. He should just be on TV every week just because he's a good wrestler and a good worker and a good guy to give top babyfaces losses and stuff like wins and stuff like that. And I know that I'm excited for that match. I'm pretty sure they're going to be Top Flight on Friday, and the Dynasty match is going to be the Running Tree versus the Hurt Syndicate, which is a way better match than that Outrunners bullshit.
Bro,
Yes.
don't
Much
even
more
start
inspired.
that shit.
Like these are like Brian Keith and Big Bro are a legit tag team. Yo,
Good
Big
too.
Bro was low-key a tag team specialist. Like, yeah, they're good. He's low-key a tag team specialist. Like the Ricky tag team was pretty good for a little bit. Obviously, Enzo and now Brian Keith. I think that match. Oh my God, them Big Bill and Bobby Lashley spots.
Them minutes gonna be
Ooh.
feeding me, boy.
Hey,
Bop.
Really
hey,
good.
hey.
It's a really good big man, little man dynamic with Big Bill and Brody Keith too. So I'm really excited for that. They're gonna throw Keith ass around.
That's true. That's true. And
Bop.
the match is going to be pretty good, but unfortunately, we probably shouldn't give them a mic in front of Big MVP anymore.
Yo, that was crazy.
They
Probably-
dog walk.
Oh well,
That
I
dog
guess
walking.
I don't know.
that could lead us.
Yeah, we can start from the
into our
MJF,
next
Yeah.
segment. MJF came out. Yeah, it was MJF first, right? Or was it MVP first?
Yes.
Yeah, it was MJF
It was
first.
MJF first. Okay, it was MJF first. Okay, MJF came out and basically called out MVP. Said, "I'm here to let make my decision known on this Hurt Syndicate thing, but I'm not making my decision known without MVP being out here." And of course, MVP came down to the ring. And he was like, MVP, after what happened with Adam Cole, he said, "I wasn't too keen on doing friendships in this business anymore, but at the same time, he said, I realized," and then he says, "I'm ready to get into the business of hurting people." And then that's when we hear the Hurt Syndicate theme again. And then we're like, what the hell? And all of a sudden, coming down to the ring is Bobby and Shelton Benjamin. Now, of course, they say on commentary, we're going to get a party for the Hurt Syndicate. Is this a party to welcome Max into the Hurt Syndicate? No, Bobby Lashley walks straight up to MJF and he says, he does this. MJF thinks it's to give him a head to dap him up, give him a handshake, and he's like, "No, the card."
No, nigga, give me the card.
He
Yo,
said,
MJF gave
"Give
him
me."
that card so fast. Oh, there you go.
He said, "My
Sir,
fault."
right
He
this
said, "My
way.
fault, big bro." What? He said, "My fault,
My
biggies,
fault, Mr.
bro."
Lashley, sir.
Oh, the card you said? No worries.
Here you go. Please don't hurt me.
And so he gives MJF gives Lashley the card, excuse me, and he takes the card, hands the fucking tag team titles to MVP, and he rips the card up in front of Max, and it looks like Shelton and Bobby are about to beat the shit out of MJF, but MVP has to stop them before Big Bill and Brian Keith come out on the stage. And
Uh-oh.
Big Bill basically,
Bad decision, bro.
they were
Bro.
talking mad shit to each other last night, and it got kind of crazy.
Well, one side was talking mad shit. I don't know about
Yeah.
the other one.
I
it
see
got kind of
those titles. I don't see a charger, nigga. I don't either. So what's up?
Bro, they
Oh
walked
my
out and got
God, it
dog
was
walk,
nasty.
bro. That's
Oh
tough.
my God, it was so nasty. So Big Bill, like Novi just said, he said, no, Marcus just said, I see challengers for those titles. And no, he said, I see those titles, but I don't see challengers for him. He was like, well, nigga, we don't either. And then fucking Big Bill, basically Big Bill once again was just like, well, we want to challenge for the tag team titles. We got to prove something to Jericho. And he was like, all I see is a couple of Jericho's bitches. And he says, well, all I see is Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley's bitch. And then MVP was like, well, I'm pretty sure we just established who the bitch is. And this ordeal here.
Are you American
And-
Psycho or Iceberg Slim? I'll be a little bit of both. So I'm gonna have them both make you my bitches. So what's up?
Yeah,
Yo,
it was
crazy, bro.
So then, of course, Bobby and Shelton and MVP came down the stage, and Big Bill and Brian Keith challenged them to a World Tag Team Championship match. So we're going to be getting that pretty soon.
Yo, you missed the funniest part of this whole promo, dog. Like,
You miss. There's two things too, in particular. Marcus, what do you had?
the funny was when Big Bill was still trying to cut his little promo. He's like, "Oh, I used to be a champion myself. I was never pinned for those tag titles. My partner got pinned, and Sting retired, and we never got a rematch." And then Sheldon off the mic was like, we don't care."
And the whole time he's trying to say all this, the whole group is just walking out of the ring. They said, "All right, enough is enough," and just tried to walk past him. I've never seen anything like it, bro.
Yeah, that's what's up, bro.
Even and it was close to them almost burying them, almost. But that's just MVP's character. Like he always has something witty to say. He's done it to everyone. Like he's done it to Swerve, who's like used to be a champion, and he's done it to MJF and blah blah blah. I'm glad the tag division is getting focused, man. It's like really the outright shit almost put us back a couple years, but it's been good to see. I'm glad that Brian Keith gets a pay-per-view match, and well, I'm guessing this is gonna be on pay-per-view. Dynasty's in like a week. And I'm glad that Big Bill gets a chance. I think it should be a fun match, and with the MJF stuff, I'm kind of excited to see where it goes. I don't know fully where it's gonna go, because I thought that Hurt Business or Hurt Syndicate was gonna lean more babyface, and MJF is obviously a heel, so I wonder what's gonna go on there. Maybe MJF has a group of his own that he doesn't know, that we don't know about. I don't know who would be in that, but yeah.
I see what you're leaning with. I kind of expected with the promo that Hurt Syndicate were gonna go face. I thought this was gonna be the moment. In some ways, they kind of did, to be honest with you. But aside from that, on MJF specifically, this is easily the most I've been interested in MJF in it's been like 2 years, like even longer. Like I think he's doing some of the best work in his career, and I think MVP is bringing some more of the best out of him, just like Hangman did. It's really inspired this pairing, and it has to be leading to some sort of tag match, right? It has to.
You would think. And like it's the most intriguing thing on the show right now in the purest sense of the word, in that it's a bunch of overacts working together. I have no idea what the end goal of it is. We have no clue where it's going to lead to, what's going to happen next. But I'm interested every week that they've done something. Okay,
Yeah.
this is cool. This is cool. Oh, I did not expect them to link up. Oh, I think tore the card up. So there's going to be dissension in the Hurt Syndicate. Okay, they cool. They're going to work together. Like, what's going to happen next?
Yeah. And the one thing that I don't know how you guys feel, but that I would like to shut down. No, MJF should not team with Hangman Adam Page.
No,
That should not happen.
Absolutely not.
These are two rivals. They are two enemies. They are involved in a near blood feud. They should not even be on the same side of the ring together in one second, unless they're punching each other.
Yeah, people are overthinking the whole like, okay, strange bedfellows aspect of it. No, have it make sense, and it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, we don't have to force things like that. I would like them to happen naturally. I'd like it to make sense. And with a feud that heated and with so many jabs thrown each other's way, it just doesn't make sense. The same kind of thing I had with Hangman and Swerve teaming up. I just don't. There's too much history there. There's too much aggression. There's too much heat. It's not possible. I don't want it to happen. I don't know who MJF could get. I'm seeing people say something I would not be okay with, which is Wardlow. I'd rather we not retread past things. Try something new, maybe.
Yo, leave that corpse where it is.
Get that ting off the road and have it stay
That
off the
nigga.
road.
Yo, that. We're good. We have Will Hobbs now.
And once again, I'd like to say, like I said earlier, some of you niggas didn't think we need an MVP in the dub. I ain't forget.
I have an idea. I'm looking the roster here, and I immediately see an idea for an MJF partner. There's a man who just had his tag team taken apart. They've started to do different things, and we haven't seen him in a minute. He's been off TV, getting in the best shape of his life. I think maybe MJF and Anthony Bowens would be a cool team. There's a little bit of history there. They were on the same side of the fight, not during something that wasn't great, but I'd be interested to see how that work out, because also people had speculated for a while that Anthony Bowens should be the fourth Hurt Syndicate member. So you play into that a little bit with that kind of thing. I'm not saying it's perfect, but I'm saying there's definitely room for it to become a possibility of all the ones out there.
That actually be kind of funny and actually be a little intriguing. Don't think I'd do it, but I'd see the vision.
Yeah, it's one of the options, because it's just hard to even imagine what they do, and that one kind of seems like it has some kind of groundwork in there, you know?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
But again, Hurt Syndicate good. MJF doing good work. We hurt people. We move. We're not putting a bootleg on Hart in the group. There's qualifications. He does not have the criteria. There's a name out there that Chi-Town Spurs said in the super chat. I will not say it for obvious reasons, but I'm gonna let him do that. Hey, pull the super chat up, Rob.
We cannot say
Chi-Town Spurs. Chi-Town Spurs is Jewish.
Can we?
I think, by the way.
Okay. Can we say that word? No. I don't know what that means.
No, we could.
Isn't that a place of worship?
Yeah,
it's like basically like the Jewish church.
Yeah.
I'd rather not. Last time I talked something about something biblical, it was so not good. So
they got a little
don't touch it.
But yeah, good segment.
Yeah.
Right. Kyle Fletcher, Brody King. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Whoa.
Sexual.
Okay.
My fault, y'all.
That's fuck. Yo,
bro.
My God,
Go ahead.
I gotta come on camera to talk about this match. My God.
No, go ahead, by all means. Go ahead.
So, me and Rob were watching this match together last night with the Self-Made Discord. Obviously not streaming it, nothing like that, but we were watching it. Everyone had their shit linked up, obviously.
Of course.
Oh my God. And I was just like, just a man off, just two men who was like, yo, I'm top dog, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, Brody came to us, roofing shit. And, you know, Kyle Fletcher was doing this Proto Star stuff. And they were just trying to kill each other. It was like halfway before the second commercial break. It just felt like they were dying. It felt like one of them were concussed.
They
just like,
wrestled like
well, if I'm
men.
concussed, you're going to get concussed too. Like fucking what was
Loser
it that
dies
Brody
match.
got hit? The loser dies match. When I said, yo, Kyle hit Brody with some Kyle hit a crazy tope suicida and it just fucking catapulted Brody. It
Bro, he
looked like
just
Brody was
splatted.
concussed.
Oh,
Just splatted. And then they got back in the ring and Brody picked up Kyle and he just hit him with what was the move? It was like a fucking exploder. He just like fucking
he
dropped
landed
him
straight
on
on his
his
head.
head. I was like,
Yeah,
oh
like
my
in the corner and
god!
shit too.
And then they
Disgusting.
fucking passed out. I mean, they went out and they were doing fucking
Hey,
DVDs
Chriso
on the
said it
apron.
himself, bro. He was like, "Yo, did these niggas think they're in all Japan?"
Yeah, bro. Like,
Yes.
I legit like these niggas thought they were in all Japan. They thought it was fucking Akiyama versus fucking Kobashi or some shit,
Some shit.
Tenru or some shit. And
Yeah, they was watching the tapes in the back before when they announced
Rob's,
that match last week.
I gotta give Rob props because Rob said this like 4 weeks ago. Right when it was whenever Buddy got hurt, like the Dynamite after Buddy got hurt in Australia, and Rob was like, "Yo, Brody King should just wrestle on Dynamite every week." But I feel like since then he's wrestled on Dynamite, if not every week but one or two. He's like been killing it. I know a lot of people want him to hold some singles gold this year. I wouldn't mind that. There's a lot of people deserving of singles gold right now. And I
The
think he's
mid
one of the
card is
top guys.
crazy right now.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But I gotta talk about the star of the show, who I think has become a top 10 wrestler in the world.
Say
Um,
his full name.
what pose you be doing? How you be doing it? Is that how you do it?
Oh my god.
The
nigga,
proto
say-
star, Kyle Fletcher.
Oh, how sweet
How
it is!
sweet it must be. Just like he's a physical specimen. Like the shape that he's got into in under a year is crazy. It needs to be talked about. Shaving his head was the best thing he could have done because he sometimes has a little psycho look.
You forgot a part. You forgot a
Oh,
part.
we added the
It's in
by
his-
God. My bad.
It's in his new name.
Whoa.
Oh, I
That's-
forgot
Yeah.
Don Callis started calling him that.
He did.
Yo, we have to cut things off. That's Kenny's name.
Yeah,
That's
we gotta slow
Kenny.
down.
We
By
have a little
God, Omega.
Better what my nigga Don say? Better than Okada, better than Tenryu, better than Masawa,
better than
Flair,
Hackett Schmidt.
better- What? Yo, when you say better than Hackenschmidt, I was like, who the fuck is Hackenschmidt? But he is better than that nigga. He is better than that nigga. But Kyle Fletcher, I love him so much. I think he's one of the best like wrestling prospects we've seen in like forever. He's dynamic. He can talk. He can wrestle. Obviously, this match, like he's coming into the conversation as one of the best TV wrestlers in the world. He puts on great TV matches every time. It doesn't matter if it's a luchador, a guy his size, or a guy Brody's size. He's gonna put on a great show. He's great at. He's a great seller. He's a great bumper. He's great at giving his opponents what they need to get over. Like he's an amazing heel, and he has to win gold this year. I don't know what, but he has to win some type of gold this year.
Telling you, bro.
Feud with Kenny.
Yeah.
He's gonna be the one. I think
Kenny.
I'm about to say. I was just about to say that. I said that like. Moose said he's better than that Kenny guy. I don't know about that yet.
Yeah,
It's a bit.
Moose.
It's
Have a little
obviously.
tag.
What is your just Kenny obsession right now?
No, he
You know
doesn't.
how
He doesn't.
good
He doesn't.
Moose?
He doesn't hate Kenny.
I'm gonna touch you, bro.
He doesn't
Let's go
hate
to
Kenny.
Hobbs.
He has he has an agenda that Kyle should beat Kenny right now.
I think you should beat Kenny too. Not right now. Not right now though.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, give it
Well,
time.
yeah, not right now, obviously.
Here's I'm gonna lay the vision out for y'all. I have a video out on my channel. I'm gonna lay the vision out. We go Swervo at Dynasty. Swerve holds the belt to All In. He wrestles Hangman Adam Page. Hangman comes out the victor. We go to the end of the year, World's End. Ospreay beats Hangman for the belt. Ospreay then holds that title. I don't know how long. I don't know what pay-per-view you could maybe imagine it. Kyle Fletcher, the proto star, beats Ospreay.
Oh, I need that. I need that.
You can give him a title in between there and elevate him a little bit more. That's fine. I think he's that good. I'm genuine. Like Chris, you talked about it. I think he's a top 10 wrestler in the world pretty easily.
Mm-hmm.
Every performance I see from him is like it's just on another level. It's just different. You know,
Yeah.
there's just some of those guys out there where you watch their matches and you see a different kind of energy. You see a hunger and a fire, and I see that more so out of him than anyone else in the world right now. It's genuinely special stuff, and I feel like if he doesn't hold, I would say the world title in the next 2 years, I think that's honestly a mistake.
Yeah.
And I know people will say you're rushing into it. He's still very young, which is true. He is very young for how good he is.
And I would say you're wrong.
And I would say you're wrong. It's that simple. He had a great performance last night. That's the most inspiring performance I've seen out of Brody King in some time. Like I think he's been good, but he hasn't looked like that. His dives to the outside, he was throwing his whole body into him. The brain buster he took for the finish on the top rope. That's the type of shit. Like Brody is clearly in the hunt for something too. He wants to elevate himself, and that's what I love to see. That's what made this match special. I had a great time with it. It felt like an event.
It's like someone told Brody to bet, "Hey, bro, you go crazy, we'll give you a push." And he'd say, "You know what? I'll pull all my chops, all my lariats, all my dives. I'll tease that Gonzo bomb. Fuck it. I'll do that brainbuster bump. I'll take a crazy power driver. What we gonna do?"
Here's an idea. Here's an idea for you. TNT belt, Brody King. We run back DG, Brody King, but Brody is the one to get it done.
I got someone else who needs that belt from DG, and I won't say his name, but he needs a belt.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Let's be honest here. No shade to Daniel Garcia, obviously, but
all shade.
Okay, well,
Very
he
much
needs
so.
to lose that. He needs to lose that belt to one of these guys, one of these Brody Kings, or one of these one of these Ricochets, Mike Baileys, Kyle Fletchers. It's not all his fault. They didn't do him great favors, but you can't just blame everything on booking. Sometimes, like, he hasn't had the best performances lately. That Adam Cole match last Saturday was bad. It was a bad match.
Yeah, I don't know.
It wasn't just on Cole.
I don't know what people are talking about. Their matches have not been very, very good.
Their first one was
quite good. Like,
I thought it was good.
I find the structure, like, it's that Daniel Garcia structure he's been working with lately. I just find that so uninteresting, and I think he does all that stuff. I think he's dropped. I don't think he does it as well as he used to, and it. Like you said, they should have had that Shelton Benjamin feud. I think that would have given this TNT title reign a major boost. But at the end of the day, again, like you said, it comes down to the performances in the ring, and I think he's taken a step down. So if that's the case, he should lose his belt and have to earn it back. If that's what he wants to be, if he wants to be at the top of this company, show me why. That's simple.
well,
I agree.
he's young, I like him, and everything like that. But there is a certain level he's been wrestling at, and I see guys like Kyle Fletcher and Brody King kill themselves. I'm like, bro. Imagine if this was your TNT title scene.
Yeah. This match for the TNT title with those stakes, it's better than anything I've seen from DG since Bryan Danielson. Like,
Yeah.
all love and respect, but it's the truth. You got to be honest with your faves.
Sometimes
I love DG. Got to be honest.
And sometimes in this wrestling, everyone just like every time you say someone is not like as good as they should be or were, like even just a few years ago, it's always seen as like, oh, why are you turning on this dude? Why are you turning on this? We're not turning on anyone. It's just what we're seeing, and the landscape that it was right now is not the same landscape that it was a year ago. There are people who are like killers. Like, and I'm not talking about that weak ass pillars versus killer shit. There are real killers in AEW right now, and Kyle Fletcher is
Real
the killerest of the
murderers.
killers. He is a murderer. He is
Real demon.
Nigga, if wrestling had murderers and like how good you are a wrestler and how good a murderer you are, you would be in Guantanamo Bay serving a life sentence. He would be in Alcatraz because he's a murderer. He's Al Capone level murderer.
He would be on Arkham
take this shit out
Asylum.
here.
He's amazing. He
He'd
deserves
be on
a belt.
Arkham Asylum, and he would escape.
He would escape.
I think it's Yellow Beezy out here. Goddamn, he really taking shit.
And that's the thing. We talked about at the start of the show. You want to see guys earn it. You want to see guys earn their spots in the company and all this stuff. There's guys that have earned it more than him lately, and I want to see I want to see that title switch, and I want to see it bounce around between this mid card full of just guys that have earned their spot, have shown me something special. You know,
Yeah.
this
And
this match I think is perfect for that kind of thing too.
I agree. And this might be such a weird thing. Tony Deppen had a tweet last night. The indie wrestler Tony Deppen. I think everyone knows who he is, but
Yeah.
now he's an indie wrestler. He mostly works ECW and stuff. He had a tweet, and he was like, just like the perfect encapsulation of what Kyle Fletcher has done in the last 2 years. He said, Kyle Fletcher is amazing. He got signed. He put on hella weight. He got hella strong, muscly. He learned how to talk. He
Real
was like,
big.
it's what you need to, he was like, he's what you should strive to be in this business if you're a young guy. He wasn't complacent. He wasn't just, I'm signed now, I guess I can just chill. And I think DG got complacent when not signing, but like giving that title. I think it was like, I'm a TC champion. I can be complacent. It's my spot. Well,
Yeah.
no, you should not be complacent. You should want to win that world title, DG. And if this TNT title run was like a flex run for what you could do a world champion, you shouldn't win that belt.
Mhm.
You know, you have to do well. You have to treat the mid card division sometimes like it's the world title scene for you. You know.
Hey
That's
man,
that's your world title.
Yeah, it's your world title. Like,
I know he's not the baby face of the IWC right now, but listen, when Rob Van Dam held that ECW World TV title, he didn't just sit there and make it be like the 2015 or 2016 US title where it became literally nothing and nobody cared about it anymore. No, he took the TV title and he was like, I'm gonna go out there and perform every night and make this championship more important than Taz's belt, more important than who else did I have to say? More important than Shane Douglas's belt. More important than
Shane Douglas.
Shane Douglas good. Oh, Shane Douglas good. Oh,
Franchise shooters crazy.
You're so mad we held the belt for 2 years, but he's like, I'm going to make this more important than the World Heavyweight Championship, and he did for 2 years, for 2 entire years, even though he didn't get to the fucking extra month of 2 years that makes 2 years. He made it important. Bro, when people don't realize when Taz left, the night that Taz left, RVD main evented that pay-per-view over the World Championship.
Great match
against
too.
Balls Mahoney in a great match. So
and I know we have this discussion, it feels like every week, like we talk about the TNT title and Daniel Garcia and all these different things. But the reason why is because you watch these matches between two mid-carders, that's the mid-card championship, the TNT title, and you think, wow, it could be better. You know, it's that simple. And I want to also bring up something in chat talking about Okada. Guys, two people can do the same thing. It's fine. There's
Moose, bro. Oh my god.
Moose, we gonna catch you, bro.
There's you can levy criticism to multiple people at the same time.
Yeah,
like, it's
the difference between Garcia and Okada is one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. So people are gonna give him, and they probably shouldn't. He should work more. And he should try harder. Okada's my second favorite wrestler of all time. He should try harder. He really should. He's just coasting to the Kenny match. It looks like, but
the thing,
DG's also 26 years old, by the way.
Yeah, he's 26. Okada's in his late 30s. You can give him the benefit. Yeah, he's old and he has to save. His big matches. You can't have a big match on TV every week. But Garcia, you can have a big match on TV every week. You can have a 4 every week, and you can't just blame your opponent sometimes, bro. It's you, and it's the intensity that you wrestle with. He's not as intense as he was when he was a heel, and it's like disappointing to see because I thought heel Garcia was like such a promising prospect. But like Kyle Fletcher needs that belt, or Ricochet needs that belt, or Brody King needs that belt. Maybe not. I'd rather Brody over DG right now.
Brody King's in a good spot.
But
I very much would throw him a bone or two and give him that belt sometimes.
But this match was awesome. Brody King's awesome. Kyle Fletcher's super awesome. I still think they're going down Hobbs versus Fletcher as his next big feud. Something like that.
The hell?
What was that?
Yeah, that's my dad. Crashed down on the floor again.
I like the idea of that feud, Chris. I think both these guys they've maintained their overness, I guess the best way to put it. And Hobbs on tonight's show, it happened after this match. Look, man, that guy has a different feeling right now, you know?
Yeah, man.
Oh
He's
yeah,
elevated.
transitioning. Another transition. From this, this is which was another thing I love that they did. Which is very ECW-esque. The transition from one match into another match. Last night, of course, we talked about Kyle versus Brody, but then Will Hobbs saved him from the Don Callis, him being Brody King, saved him from the Don Callis family. And after Mark Davis interfered to help Kyle Fletcher win his match against Brody King, Will Hobbs came out basically from the crowd, which I did enjoy. I guess his new entrance is from the crowd
Yeah, he's
now.
been doing that lately.
That's just, he started collision stuff.
So he came out through the crowd, and we got Will Hobbs versus Mark Davis. It was a short match, but it was still a fun match. Hobbs has been getting better by the week. He only continues to get better and better and better. I don't know why this is still on the screen. I don't know. I was like, why is this on the screen?
This match was weird in particular though, because I don't think it was supposed to be this short. I think something happened with Davis. He looked like something was off and looked like they went home pretty early. So I hope Davis is okay, you know.
Yeah, he's been doing really well recently.
Yeah. He looked like he was getting in form. He's getting in rhythm a little bit.
Yeah, it was nice to war for how he played, for how well he wrestled last week in that multi-man match in the 4-way. So giving him a singles with Hobbs, who's been doing a lot of good stuff. And about Hobbs, real quick, this is like probably one of AEW's crowning achievements so far in the year.
Mm-hmm.
Just giving Powerhouse Hobbs opportunities every week on TV, doing something, and it's doing something cool, like multi-mans, 6-man tags, 8-man tags, spotlight singles matches, just anything. And the feud with Big Bill that had to culminate in that street fight. Just let him look cool, let him be cool, let him wrestle like a big man. And this is a good night for big man in AEW. They did their thing. They wrestled with intensity. They wrestled to their size a lot of the time. Like, this shit was cool.
Yeah.
More of that.
Ibu mentioned on Twitter the big man renaissance of this past couple of years has been wonderful to see, and we're seeing it all over AEW right now. It's very sick.
It's happening, brother.
Yeah. Like, think about 2019 where it was like all petite wrestling. Now all of a sudden they got a bunch of really good big men at the company right now doing cool things. Night and day.
Yeah,
bro, man, I can remember like literally it was 5 years ago when Keith Lee botched that tope on Raw, and then Vince sent all the big guys back down to NXT. It was like him, Otis. It was a few of the bigger guys on the roster he sent back down to NXT to learn how to, quote unquote, learn how to work. And thank God that none of those guys took that teaching if they were in the PC for that. Thank God none of them took those teachings and applied them to because we would all be watching a bunch of fucking Mark Henrys and I'm not gonna say Big Show because Big Show is gas. We be watching a bunch of Mark Henrys and Big Daddy V's and I'd be like, oh brother, oh my God. So thank God for that.
That Vince guy was really dumb, right?
Pretty stupid. He's also a bad person, I heard.
Real big dumb fuck.
Real piece of shit also, yeah. If he had dumb fuck, some say.
Gonna be a real prisoner soon.
But yeah, there's not much to say about this Mark Davis Hobbs match. Other than Hobbs looked good, he was over, and power.
Yeah, and say Paul crowd good, by the way.
Yeah, it was a good part tonight.
Mm-hmm. These smaller buildings every week. Oh, they look so beautiful. The crowd sounds so good. It looks like people are excited to be there because it's full. It's great. They should keep doing this.
Doing good TV. Was the top flight stuff next?
No.
Oh,
it was in like the match order, but there's something else between it.
This is Swerve and Mox promo, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Yeah. What happened? I hear Mark and Dad crashing out.
He's going crazy. Yeah, everybody, if y'all ever watch Sports About Power these days, this is exactly what he sounds like. They're anything sports related.
I'm crying.
Oh, it's
Y'all
'cause
should
I
hear
just
their jazz games.
I just realized it's because Florida playing, bro, and they're getting kind of cooked right now. To be honest with you,
They're that one.
they're down one, but they let them come back a little bit.
Either way, they're good. They'll be all right.
They'll be all right. It's first half college basketball. It doesn't mean anything.
Have a Coke and smile, Dad. It's gonna be all right.
He should turn on that Alabama game, bro. Those motherfuckers are just raining threes. They hit like 14 in the first half. It was crazy.
Jesus.
But on
Anyway,
on Mox and Swerve.
Anywho,
Yeah.
On to
talked about
Mox
it a
and
little
Swerve. We got. Oh wait. We don't. I don't think we have any.
Carl.
Okay. I was about to
What?
get into it, but I guess Crystal like disappeared. I was like, what the hell? But I thought we had a super chat about Swerve.
I think
But I
we
think I already passed
like
it
pulled
up.
them up when we were like talking about Swerve earlier, so we burned through them. All the
Yeah,
Swerve.
but
Bro is pissed,
Jesus
bro.
Christ.
That's crazy.
They're winning the game. Breathe.
They just went up.
Swerve basically there was a super chat. I hope I read it and I hope I didn't just go past it. Hold on.
Did we?
I'm trying to find it because I hope I didn't skip.
Let's go find
Uh
it.
oh yeah, we talked about Swerve
There we go.
winning a dynasty, so
Let me just help with that.
you can lead into the Swerve promo. Swerve basically called out John Moxley. He wasted no time, didn't beat around the bush, didn't do any of that. He basically just called out John Moxley. John Moxley came down to the ring by his lonesome. And then when Swerve began speaking, like he began his promo, then we ominously saw Claudio 6'5", Claudio Castagnoli just literally standing over Prince Nana
The image is
just
crazy.
randomly out of nowhere. So then they didn't have a conversation, but they basically just started talking. The gist of it is they basically started talking shit to one another. Swerve basically Swerve basically called out John Moxley and basically it was just like, man, listen, I don't know who the fuck this John Moxley is. Basically what everybody's been saying. I don't know who the fuck this John Moxley is, but you say you're the most dangerous man in AEW, but yet I like this point that he brought up, which is one of the most important points. He was like, you say you're the most dangerous man in AEW. You've had Texas death matches. He goes, I win Texas death matches. So I like that they brought that up.
You bleed pints, I bleed buckets.
Buckets.
And then he was like, and then Moxley basically responded, and he was like, the gist of it basically was, I swear I respect you. He's like, you're one of the young guys that are the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. He's like, AEW isn't a bad. He's like, AEW is in a bad position right now, and you're one of the guys that could bring them out of this bad position. And he's like, I believe in you, but he's like, but you have to show me. I'm not just gonna give it to you. You have to earn it away from, which was I can admit. As many of the Mox promos that I've disliked over the past few months, that was just like, I am the AEW World Championship. I like that this wasn't I am the AEW World Championship. And I like that he basically set his premise and his tone behind what he was going for with this promo with Swerve Strickland. So that was the good part of it. And Swerve's response basically just like no. And then after we see Claudio come out for Prince Nana, we then in the background see Marina Shafir trying to sneak into the ring, but out of nowhere, Willow comes storming down to the ring and jumps up on the apron with a lead pipe, basically making sure that Marina Shafir is neutralized and can't get involved. And after that, Swerve is like, you see, John, you think you're smarter than me? And that's when he starts going, you say I'm the most dangerous man in AEW. He's like, and of course I touched on it before. You participate in Texas death matches. I win Texas death matches. You bleed pints. I bleed buckets. So on and so forth. And he's basically just like, and come Dynasty, I become that most dangerous man in AEW again. And then what was the line? He goes,
You can't
"Oh, and
playing
you?
John Moxley on television.
And you can keep playing John Moxley on television, nigga."
Talk to him.
And as us marks know, that is a reference to when Cena was feuding with was feuding with Cena and AJ Styles for the WWE Championship in 2016, going into No Mercy, and he told John Cena that he can keep playing John Cena on TV. With thoughts from everybody on this endeavor?
I can't believe I'll say this, but I actually have to give some credit to Mox for like his part in it because he did give this a little bit more direction. The Swerve's part, I love it. It did start out a little shaky, and Mox was like, "Okay, I actually do fuck with you. I actually do think you one of those guys. The billionaires are taking over wrestling, all that other shit. Like, okay, this is a lot better."
Random anti-capitalist promo in here.
Yeah.
I wonder I did like this. Like, he tried to say you're not real. Like, can you really do this, brother? He was just champion last year at this time.
Yeah, it was a little weird.
Wembley. Like, yes, we know he's like that, Jonathan. What are we doing here? But other than that, I like this part. And then when it got on track, and then I'm very glad Swerve didn't have dumb babyface syndrome. And then Willow got the drop on fucking Marina and shit instead of just having a fucking decocking in the middle of the ring for no reason for the pay-per-view. Have Swerve stand tall, have no fear, have an actual plan because you know damn well Mox talks all this shit, but he's just gonna try to jump you in the end. He was like, no, I ain't gonna let you do that. And then we got a brawl. We got everything's going off. Everything's kind of like dying down, but like Willow and Maria are still trying to fucking fight each other, which is funny as hell. I love Willow so much. I'm glad she's a part of this, doing something important in like the main title scene. If she's not gonna be going after any other championships and shit like that. And then they booked the Tornado tag next week.
That's just such a fun matchup to book. Only AEW can do it too. It made me very happy to see.
John Moxley, it come with pounds. It come with Babe with the power bomb.
I don't disagree with you, Marcus, on this promo. But I felt a little more strongly about it. I thought Swerve to start this promo was actually kind of bad. Didn't. It seemed like he was lost. It seemed like he was forgetting ways to take this. And I'm going to give even more credit than what you gave to Mox. I think this is the best thing I've seen from him in a long time. He got the points that they were trying to get over across very well. And the main thing, he set up Swerve to have a great comeback line or two in there. And Swerve shot it out of the park. Swerve, he got set up and he swung, hit a home run. It was great to see that. It was great to see their chemistry kind of play off in a promo. It makes me a little more excited for their match even because I'm seeing that these guys know how to work with each other, at least on the mic, which you never know, could translate in the ring. But yeah, I thought both guys were really fantastic in this. Not the entire way through. Like you said, Moxie, him kind of questioning Swerve was weird because Swerve was champion. But ultimately, the result that we got was the correct one. It was well done. So I ended up really liking the segment. So shout out both guys for this. It was genuinely a feat.
And it made me more hopeful for the outcome.
It upped the percentage of a Swerve victory, I think, without a doubt. Him setting it up like that.
This is the most respect Mox has ever given anyone in this entire run. So that does make me a little bit hopeful in terms of what the promo was. And it actually mutually benefited each other in how he set him up for the comeback. And Swerve looked smart all the way through. Like he did his thing. And yeah, the promo wasn't great at the start, but the best hallmark of someone that's a huge star and someone that's over with the audience is that even though they're not really saying a lot, you believe them.
Yeah, that's true. And sometimes it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. And when you finish as strong as Swerve did with that promo with the crowd behind him chanting his name, that's what you're going to be left with. That's the impression I'm going to remember from this. So that's really all that matters sometimes, you know?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah.
We go from that into Mark Briscoe versus Konosuke Takeshita. This is a really good match. You said what? Oh yeah, this is a really good match. They have great chemistry. Konosuke Takeshita has been on a run after the Kenny match where he's basically trying to redeem himself after such a crazy loss
Mhm.
at Dynasty, and we're seeing the changes, man. We're seeing the changes. Uh, Don used to call Konosuke Takeshita by God. Konosuke by God Takeshita. He used to call him the God of pro wrestling, but now he's no longer calling him that. He's now starting to call Kyle Fletcher that, man. Did he even come out for the Konosuke Takeshita's match last night or no?
He was on the
Yeah, he
outside.
was on
Yeah.
comms. He just
He was on
stayed for
comms.
most of his
Yeah,
match.
he basically So he's not helping him out like he was helping Kyle out, and it seems like we're starting to get the low key shift and the low key turn on Konosuke Takeshita. The
Mm.
more and more, yeah, and Takeshita barely beat Mark Briscoe last night, which was another factor.
He even
He
took a
was
J
on.
killer too.
He was exactly. He was 10 seconds away from catching that. Fuck does the Mark Briscoe call it? The
Cutthroat driver.
Cutthroat driver.
yeah, the cutthroat driver. So, um, yeah, no.
Sick fucking
What
name.
what do you guys think is gonna take place? I'll start with you, Chris. With this Takeshita and Don Callis and Kyle Fletcher business.
I've been thinking that they were gonna kick Takeshita out like since the Kenny feud started. Uh, I don't know if there's still if like originally I thought that Josh Alexander was gonna take Takeshita's spot. That still could happen, but I mean, there's been like no mention of like anything like that happening so far. So I don't know, but I think you know what they could do. Don Callis used to do things like, yo, families fight, so we're gonna, have just a expedition match, blah blah blah. I could see them doing Kyle versus Takeshita at Dynasty. And then they just kept Takeshita at Dynasty. It doesn't have to be a Dynasty. It could be on, Dynamite or whatever. But they're definitely gonna kick Takeshita out. He's gonna go to Japan for a little bit. He's gonna become a bigger star. He's gonna hone his craft a little bit more, and he's gonna come back and probably feud with a already made Fletcher. I thought the match was good though, really good. I love Mark Briscoe, and he's one of those guys who can lose like pretty consistently, but like you still love seeing him, and you can still believe he can always win a match. Um, yeah, good match. I liked all this Don Callis family stuff. I can do the best faction in wrestling like pretty easily. I don't think it's necessarily close with anybody.
Syndicate,
Um,
maybe.
Syndicate up
Yeah.
there. But they're more of like I only count factions when it's four people or more. But
That's
I
fair.
think they
That's
are they
fair.
are a faction, I guess. But I love them. I think they're doing some great stuff. And Don Callis had a bit of resurgence since the first Kenny feud where everyone hated him and thought he was washed. So shout
Yeah,
out to Don Callis family.
he took a step back, and it's not about him anymore in terms of these feuds. It's been more
Hmm.
about the wrestlers, and he's kind of stayed out of the way. He still gets crazy heat in the buildings, but it's mostly been about Takeshita. It's been about Kyle, and then he's transferred over to them, and they're getting their own shine out. And Takeshita is still dynamic. He's not grabbing the holds anymore, which is a great thing to see. Thank Jesus. Whoever had him grabbing holds is going to hell, like straight up. He's doing this thing now. I can't wait for him to go to Japan and do his thing over there. Where it goes in terms of the Cal's family, I do think he's outgrown them in terms of Kyle is a full fledged, tried and true heel, and he's a great fit for this family. Takeshi's still great. I think he's better off as a babyface in the long term,
Yeah.
playing on his own. So him breaking away from Don and just going on a rampage and doing his thing, doing a Takeshi Kyle feud eventually down the line, I think that would work wonders for him, and I'll bring a lot more of a spark than there is there because Takeshi's awesome. Get behind his babyface, he's going to take over this damn company.
That's another thing too. I feel like I hope we get a babyface turn soon because I feel like AEW has not that they haven't figured it out, but I feel like they are doing it wrong, totally wrong when it comes to having a lot of these guys work heel in their matches. Being a heel is not just like doing mad limb work for 45 for like half the fucking match, bro. And I'm not saying he was sitting on fucking Mark Briscoe for half the match like ZSJ. So don't get me wrong there, but I feel like the modern style of heel matches is just like people always think it's just like you have to get a lot of heat on the guy before the guy comes back, and it's just not true. It's not true at all.
You can do your shit. You don't have to do all
Takesh
that.
is more suited for that babyface style, I think. So
Definitely.
I agree.
And then before we get it back into the super chats to cap off, the main event, Top Flight got a match last night. They basically pulled up in their hometown. What happened? Oh, come on. Oh, come on. We not talking about we not talking about Top Flight. Nobody's.
They
talking
had
about
a
Top
squash
Flight.
match in their hometown. They're gonna lose to their advantage.
Did they do any flips?
And they're still getting stalked by crew.
Yeah, how you don't do flips in your hometown, bro? Be a
Yeah,
man.
we got the hot dog splash. We got the crossover.
Yeah.
woohoo!
Oh man.
And they're still getting stalked by the crew.
Oh yeah, that happened too. That happened too.
So can
That-
Leo
that
Wrestling
happened to-
Action Dre fucking wrestle, please?
Jesus Christ!
They just stand in the crowd.
Can y'all
Not in the
fucking wrestle?
This feud has been going on for months at this point.
Not in the budget.
They haven't wrestled yet, bro. It's been months. What are they like? It has to be something. They have to be waiting for something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you would
I'm
think.
so sick. I'm over Top Flight right now, man. Like,
They fucking stink, bro. It is what it
bad
is.
right now.
They
They're bad
they
right
need
now.
they need to go find themselves in somewhere that's not AEW because it's not gonna happen.
So go to CMLL. Go to fucking just go somewhere and find yourself.
Work a junior tag league or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do something.
anything,
Try
man.
something. They're so young, so I feel bad like just giving up on them, but I haven't seen anything good from them in a long time, bro.
And
Maybe they
anything
gotta put the
AEW
mask back
is-
on, bro. I don't know.
Hey man, you might be Lucha Angel again, Dante. It is what it is.
I'm crying. You know what it is? Seidel, when he comes back, maybe Seidel will get him back in the group. Ever since Seidel has been gone, they've been like bad, bro. I don't know. Seidel's like they wrestling pop, so hopefully.
But I think it's
I'd be
I
excited to see
also
Seidel back. So
I also think it's the fact that, and it's not made like an excuse, but I also think that those two did destroy their legs a lot. Like
Yeah, they got injured a lot.
Dante Darius tore his ACL. Then when he came back from tearing his ACL, he got in a fucking car accident that wrecked his other leg, and then Dante broke his fucking ankle in the fucking ladder match in Ring of Honor.
so
And it's
bad,
just
too.
like, and bro, like I honestly think it's like made them afraid of doing flips or something. Like it's
If that would be the case too, I'd understand. But at that point, you have to switch something else up. You have to find another lane to go down, and they're just being shitty like flippy wrestlers because they just don't do any of the cool flips.
And they've been signing AEW for like 4 or 5 years now. Like
Yeah.
kind of
Since the pandemic.
Yeah, should
Mhm.
get off the pot.
all right. And the main event of the show, Thunder Rosa, Tony Storm, also known as, according to Tony Storm, Thunder Tits, face the team of Megan Bain and Penelope Ford.
I just want to ask everyone a question. Who was the worst wrestler in this match?
It wasn't Penelope Ford.
Rosa.
Yo, what? Yo, Thunder Rosa is one of those wrestlers who, like, the women's division kind of just like. I saw Lyric have this tweet yesterday. Lyric Wrestling. She was like, Penelope Ford came back to a vastly different women's division that's grown and improved a lot, and she just refused to just be one of these people who are left behind. Like she refused to like just be a not on TV. She's been great since she's come back. Pairing her with Bane is pretty cool.
Yeah,
I just Thunder Rosa just like she's regressed.
Yeah,
I don't know
I think
I
it
know
was
it's her back. She has back
it
issues.
was the
right?
back injury. It just destroyed her. Her strikes don't even look good anymore. Like
Yeah. She's a
it's
good
sad.
person too, I think, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm fine having her around and stuff. It's cool or whatever, but you know, I feel like we all kind of have to adapt to this new version of her. I don't think it's gonna
Yeah,
change.
she-
She
feels
wouldn't
like
be the
she's
person I'd put with Tony.
she is she's back problems. She's 38 years old. Like it is what it is.
Yeah.
She's not gonna be what she was in 2021.
Nah, but I don't want to. I don't want this part to just be a shame on people we think aren't as good as they used to be. But hey, we're just gonna tell the truth, and it's not us turning on people or even really hating. It's just like there are people who are ready for these spots. And if you're not
Yeah.
gonna improve or you just can't improve, because like a back injury is a serious thing, and it's hard to come back from. But you're gonna have to take a back seat. And I'm not saying she's like the main focus of this feud. She's probably like the third like biggest thing about the feud behind Tony and Megan. But still, get that spot to like I mean, Alna's been on TV every week recently. I don't know. When Rev ever gets back, she should be on AEW TV a lot too.
Yeah.
Diamante, I keep saying Diamante deserves a shot
I
back on
agree with
AEW
that.
television.
I
She's
agree with that.
improved
I like that.
tremendously.
I think she can have a Penelope Ford kind of role. I think that'd work well for her.
Yeah.
Cool.
We're not like that's the thing. I do like it's a weird mental game with like criticizing wrestlers and stuff because obviously those are real people and there are different circumstances, all kinds of things. But I'm watching the show, I'm noticing the matches. I feel like it deserves to be pointed out, especially when, like you said, Chris, there's so many people waiting in the wings to get these opportunities. I'd like to see more of a rotation come through on some of these people moving forward. And I thought this match was pretty good at the end of the day too. It didn't.
No, it was good. Yeah.
It didn't change my opinion. To be honest with you, I still think Tony should win. I think Megan's look good, but I'm here. I'm listening.
Woke.
I'm hearing it. I'm listening to the
Nobody's woken it
people.
up.
I'm listening to the people. It is what it is. I think that she needs more time. I think we give it a moment.
But that's the thing. You can't and then I've seen people talking about this with Deanna. Yo, and don't say
Deanna?
shit. Nobody say nothing. Nobody say nothing. I'm making a point here.
Deanna?
Talk about
Deanna.
Peraza.
Yo, don't tweet Deanna.
Speaking of
Don't
shitters.
tweet Deanna. Don't tweet Deanna. Yo, stop. I was saying.
Maya Valkyrie has lapped Deanna.
Yes.
I was
come
saying,
on.
brother.
Two things can be bad at once, bro. I don't
They say Lady
Oh,
Foster CMLL.
brother.
We saw that CMLL run, Deanna. We saw
Don't
it.
woke it up. Don't woke it up. But no, for real. I was saying that bro, they were talking about it with Deanna Purrazzo, and I think it's an interesting point. You can't keep bringing these women into AEW, giving them title matches. Keep bringing people into AEW in general, giving them title matches right off the bat, and having them lose their first title match, because at some point, and I'm saying Megan Bain at this point is way better than Deanna Purrazzo right now. What I'm saying is that's the whole point. She's totally different in the situation from Deanna Purrazzo, whereas everybody knew Deanna wasn't beating Toni Storm. Like, we knew she wasn't going to be the one to beat Toni Storm. But with this situation that we're in right here, with Deanna Purrazzo and fucking what's her with Deanna Purrazzo, not Deanna Purrazzo, with Megan Bain and Toni Storm, they've been building her harder than they've been building any other woman on this roster. She's done things that no other woman on this roster has come in and done in her first few weeks in AEW. And you can't do all of this if you're not going to put the title on her. It would make her look crazy. I think it would just make her look insane.
Like, she's pinned two former AEW World Champions. So she pinned Tony last night in the main event. She pinned Thunder Rosa. She beat Chris Statlander twice. You heard her look like an absolute monster every time she's been in there with Tony. She knows how to fucking hip attack, for crying out loud. Like, at some point, I believe you probably should just pull the trigger on it, because why the fuck not? It just may be bold and make a new star. That's my position on it. I'm not mad either way what they do, because Tony is a crazy overstar in this company, and if they feel that there's more to get out of this title run, then so be it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's probably on the side.
That's the thing. That's the thing. I have my opinion, and I know you guys are very strong-willed on yours. If they go with that, whatever they decide, I'm cool with it. I'm enticed and intrigued and excited for either outcome, but it's about the follow-up. You just have to get it right. No matter what you choose, Megan Bain can't just disappear if she loses. Toni Storm can't just disappear if she loses. There has to be a story you tell with both of these women coming out of that match, no matter which result you pick. So that's what I'm really worried about, because whichever result they go with, I think they have their own merit to each of them. But yeah, follow up. It's a big thing. It hasn't been great over the years. I'd like to see it shift right now. That'd be a big step.
Yeah,
It
if
was,
it's a
yeah.
situation where Tony wins, but like Tony just like survives, and then it's like, damn, this division's getting crazy right now. I got like be on my pivot, and then you get to Yo when you start putting people in, and it's like Tony dealing with her mortality type shit, and someone just finally gets her in at Texas, then cool, that'd be a nice little story to tell. Or you come back around to Megan just being like, okay, you got me this time, but I'm going through this tournament, I'm gonna get your ass again and all in. Sure.
Or Chris gets her lick back on Megan at some point too. That story that people have been advocating for it All In. Statlander getting her world title moment. You know, I feel like that's another good route they could take. It's just pick one, ride with it, lock in on it.
Exactly.
That's all I ask her.
And I will say, Penelope being her re-carry is actually a very funny dynamic.
Yeah, it's a good thing. I wish they'd kind of like. I want to see something between them, like explain it a little bit, but like. If it just stays what it is, I'm fine with it. It's still fun to watch, you know? It's a cool dynamic.
Yeah, but I'm glad the women have been getting a lot of time to shine. 2 straight main events.
First time
It's been 2 straight, and Willow is involved in the world title scene, like not the women's world title scene, but the men's world title scene, which is still like pretty good for especially for her. She deserves it. She's one of the most over baby faces. I like what's going on in the women's division right now. Queen Amanada is getting a bit of a. I don't know if it's a push, but just like
she's being
remnants of a push. She's being featured a lot. Her versus Jamie on Friday should be like hard hitting. They had a match before, right, in AEW that was really good.
Yes, on Dynamite.
It was good.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at that main events collision. I don't know what else is on that card like that could main event.
Maybe Mercedes doing something, but like that's a squash.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be her versus like a short match. But
there's something else on that card.
Jay White versus Kevin Knight probably won't main event because Kevin Knight's new.
That shouldn't main event.
That would be cool if it's just a performance for Kevin Knight, it should main event.
Yeah, right now it's Dax versus really Yuta. That's definitely not main eventing. It shouldn't.
It's been main events, bro.
Versus,
Yeah,
Top Right.
This feels like the main event.
Yeah.
Hater and Amanada.
Should be.
That'd be cool.
Really cool. That'd be really cool. Yeah.
Hey, big moment for Jamie Hater in my book. Big moment. Big moment.
Hey man, why is it a big moment? Why is it a big moment, Novi?
Hey man, we're just watching the matches. We're just intrigued. That's all.
It's
No
like,
other reason.
I would say like some of the people she's wrestling are like world beaters, but like she doesn't look the same, quite the same. But then get the back injury didn't help matters. But she gets back into the groove and has a great match with Abdana. We good. We be all right.
Yeah.
But something about it.
All right.
Yeah.
And FTR and Cope had a we cry together session.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Just turn heel. Oh my God! Please,
Turn heel.
Just turn heel, man.
Crying out loud, though.
I don't need rated FTR. Who asked for this? Not me.
Well,
And
Hate that group.
please leave
It's
me
not even a
alone.
group. It's more than it's better than seeing FTR because they actually have a real attachment because they live next to each other and they helped Edge train when he got back into wrestling and shit like that. But bro, y'all just jumped dick to dick. Y'all just with Garcia on Collision.
Yeah.
Literally just with Garcia.
Like you
They
niggas
keep
is
getting
pole
themselves a new
jumpers.
third, bro. I don't know why they keep doing that.
Yeah,
Pole
but
jumpers, dog.
it was whatever. I'm pretty sure they're gonna lose to the Death Riders, and then FTR are gonna turn heel or whatever. I'm excited. I don't know if I'm excited, but I'm intrigued by heel FTR again. I think they're better as heels than faces.
I'm
They've been babyface for too long.
definitely excited. The babyface it ran its course a long time ago. I think there's a little bit of a lack of like good heels sometimes in the tag division. I feel like there's a lot of fun matchups you could build off of. I'm really looking forward to it. It's just when the fuck is it gonna happen? You know?
It'll probably happen after Dynasty, but like,
I hope.
guys, please just do it already. I can't do these. Dax angrily walks off after a match. Things. Just do it already.
At this point, they're gonna win the titles and they're gonna be friends forever. It's all gonna be fucked.
Imagine.
All
right.
I thought Dynamite was really, really, really good. Really good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Another great week.
You know, it was a really good show. Really good show.
It felt more dynamic than it has in the last couple weeks. Like, not to say that the last couple weeks haven't felt dynamic, but this felt like especially that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was
like
it
things
added
were
a lot to the show.
accomplished. like things led into other things. Like the Jericho segment, that led to his match. But like the other thing behind that, it led to Big Dog Brian Keith challenge for the tag titles. And then you got the whole like show line thread of the Hurt Syndicate and MJF, like the segment in the ring, and then them talking backstage, like, yo, bro, like he good. Y'all trust me, I got this. And I know you're a piece of shit, but that's good for us. That's good for our business. And we're gonna see how that goes. And things actually led to stuff. Little things that were built for the pay-per-view were also bigger things that were built for next week. Like Ospreay's coming back next week. He's advertised for the show. Got the mixed tornado tag with Marina and Mox versus Willow and Swerve. That's gonna be a great show on match on the go home. Like we're in a good groove right now. Collision looks fire. Kevin Knight, he's gonna show out. Welcome back, Jamie Hayter. Peter Minaj gonna have a good performance there too. I'm excited.
Yeah,
I agree.
All right, guys.
We gonna end this off on super chats, Rob?
Yes, sir. Let's do this. We got our first
Oh
super
shit!
chat.
We didn't even talk about. Did we talk about Swerve and Moxley?
No, we didn't. We didn't.
Oh,
You know, Swerve and Hangman.
I smell main event. I smell main event. Oh baby, we're building. We're building.
Texas, take me home to a place where I belong. Dallas,
Swerve and
Texas.
Swerve and Hangman, man.
Oh, how
Swerve and
great
Hangman, man.
is our God. Oh, man.
No, but Swerve and Hangman, they did interact last night. Swerve was basically trying to give an interview, and then Hangman was like, yo, not gonna lie, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, Heyman's like, yeah, so Heyman, here you go. And then this same place we won the AEW World Championship, and the Swerve comes, he's like, motherfucker, I heard you was in all. Don't fuck with me.
I don't want to
It's
see
like-
you within a mile radius of me
And
on
Heyman
that
was like,
night.
actually, yeah, nigga, you know what I said. No, now it's how like usually it's Hangman that the one that's like losing his mind every time Swerve is mentioned or he's around him. It was the other way around.
The only criticism I've seen of people of that main event is, oh, it's two baby faces. Who said Swerve had to be a baby face?
I think Swerve's turning heel in this. He's gonna be a heel in this run, bro.
Yeah, who
If he
said
wants that
he
belt.
had to always be the good guy? People can still cheer him, that's fine. But who said he had to be the good guy? You know?
Definitely.
It's not. It's a big personal issue, so shit going to flare up. Like niggas did some crazy shit to each other.
Yeah. And Hangman won their last match. Swerve has every right to feel a little slighted, like he didn't get his actual lick. He's every right to feel like he's got to get it back, you know?
And Hangman only got one win over him, and it didn't even count. And imagine if he wins the belt against Swerve in the biggest show of the year. I feel pretty good. I don't know. I saw someone say, "What if Hangman actually helps Swerve win the match on next week?" Against Mox. I'm like, he did run in. Well, run in is a strong word. He did run in All In last year in the Danielson match.
It's too friendly for me. It's too friendly.
A little bit. It's also SummerSlam '96 shit or SummerSlam '97 where like Brett and Shaw just like hit each other and Shaw's referee. He hit Arctic with the chair. If it's something like that, I don't know if I do it, but it worked better than Heyman just being like, "Hey, I'm gonna help save the day. I'm gonna beat you." No, you can figure it out, or just have Swerve Strip win, which is what I would do. But
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, good segment.
All right, super chats. Dear Kenny Omega, you gotta stop. Your smoke too tough. Your swag too different. Your bitch is too bad. You've done miracles on me. Regards, Elite Merch.
I agree.
Definitely. And next time you go to Elite Merchant, bring him his flowers. You know what to do.
Elite Merchant, another $2. My requirements will be met. 1% chance, 99% faith.
I upped the chance. I love the chance percentage. To be honest, after that segment.
Terry on Gordon, 199. Collision Cowboy, Collision Card. Excuse me, better than Dynamite Card. Yeah, CTE. And I was there live.
No.
I don't think I agree.
Dynamite was insanely stacked. Yeah, it's different category, different.
I
tier.
mean, that's very good,
There's
though.
a match that can reach the level of Kyle and Brody.
No,
Nah. Good looking card, though. Don't get me wrong.
Good card though, you know. Dynamite been kicking Collision's ass lately though. It was the other way around, but Dynamite been getting belted Collision lately.
They had to remind us who the A show really is.
Hey, both have been good, but
Yeah.
Dynamite's holding the title right now.
The flagship is flagshipping.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, which is not
Right.
exactly a bad thing.
No.
Bam. $5. Kenny Omega, my goat. Raccoon main FC stand up. I see 4 goats. Oh, brother. I see 4 goats. Need Dynamite to stay amazing to keep Chris on the pod.
Yeah, I do have a
Definitely.
clause in my contract. If Dynamite's bad, I can skip an episode. So
Sometimes you want Chris O'Brien on this show, can stay in the weeds, brother.
Tony, stay in the weeds.
Definitely. Black Yakuza 94, $5. Pretty small card for an AEW pay-per-view so far. How many more y'all think we get?
I think it's gonna be an 8-match card. We only have 4 things right now, like confirmed, but we're gonna have that Jericho match.
Yep.
And
obviously the tag match.
Garcia, the tag match. I think they're gonna be put Garcia, Adam Cole on there, maybe.
Maybe a cracked out tag match, because why not? It's very much a B show pay-per-view. It's such a quick turnaround, which is fine.
I'd throw an all-star tag on there.
Yeah, I would too. We'll get Osprey on the card, man. I'll get Fletcher on the card.
I'll put the Times Del Iron on that motherfucker too.
I'd throw Hangman in there.
I think I'm doing Open versus Brody, King, and Hobbs.
I do that.
Make it a number one contender challenge or something like that.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Right. Elite Merchant, $2. Posted a sketch chat. Check it out. Hashtag Commando Gang. Chi-Town Spurs, $5. I think the Guns could mesh really well with MJF, considering they seem to be done with Jay.
That sounds.
Where are the Guns?
That sounds great. I really want to see the Guns back. I think they're fantastic.
That'd be cool. That'd be really cool. They're just not gonna explain what happened, like why they don't fuck with Jay no more, or why they're not Bullet Club Gold or whatever.
Yes,
I don't really I don't need an explanation. It's kind of weird that they didn't give us one.
You would like to have one.
I do. That was a pretty big team. That was a big faction for a minute there. I would like to see an explanation, because they just haven't addressed it at all, and Jay hasn't mentioned them one time. That's so weird. I
thought they were gonna save him from the Death Riders once, but I guess
I thought so too. Or
when Edge was getting beat up and it was like 4-on-1 or 4-on-2. I thought they were gonna make the difference since FTR was dealing with DG, but I guess not.
And they came back and said, "Well, actually, we're gonna go after tag belts. You got it, Jay."
It was so
Then they got destroyed by FTRs.
They got touched.
Peyton Carter, $5. Tonight there was a Superman test screening, and apparently it was praised heavily. X-Men in the oh my god.
MCU and the DCU cooking.
MCU. Whoa.
MCU.
Whoa.
MCU good, bro.
Let's all debate.
Oh, we have
good.
the hate fun guys. Okay. Yeah, sure.
Hate fun guy. I promise I'm not a hate fun guy.
The hate fun guy. Yeah, when
promise we aren't.
When the past meets the present and they go one-on-one, we'll have a different conversation.
When crypto takes
Marvel
us home,
fans, fans, if you're tired of nostalgia bait, don't worry. On July 11th, all you gotta do is look up. All you gotta do is look up. We'll be so back. Oh my God. Job Blake's $199. Garcia, you can't lead the way forever. Proto Star.
When was he doing that?
Leading the way. Yeah, when did he lead the way?
What was he doing leading the
way, Chris?
Chi-Town Spurs, $5. Garcia should lose the belt and gun for the trios titles with Private Party. The story is already there.
That's cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool, I guess.
Yeah, that would actually make sense.
Try something new.
That, and it would actually make sense for them to beat them in the first place. They should have been the ones to beat them for the trios titles in the first place anyway.
Yeah, if you're not gonna be in tag title scene, just put them in the trios and finish that little story thread off. Why not?
Yeah. And lest we forget, these are two that's a team and a singles wrestler who are kind of in similar spots. So I wouldn't mind seeing them linking up and trying to make something of it.
Absolutely. And the last super chat of the day, Gordon, $4.99. I'm sorry, but I don't agree with Kevin Knight in AEW.
Whoa.
I want my boy in WWE, respectfully.
brother.
Yo, I just want to say shout out to Kevin Knight for resisting PC women mind control. They tried to get him. They tried to send the PC baddies after my nigga Kevin Knight, and he resisted them. And now he might get a contract for it. Let's go. But I don't have a problem with you wanting a wrestler you like in WWE if that's your favorite company.
Just want, if you like what you like, it's fine. It's cool. No big deal.
But he's coming to AEW, so you know.
Love back. Hey, what we say? Fat dad.
Hey, what's his name coming? My nigga Jeff Cobb coming. You know,
y'all better take a little tour of the islands and all that. You know?
Oh my God, we're
That's
so
a demon,
back,
bro.
nigga.
Yeah,
We're gonna be so
he is
back.
actually good, to be fair. Well, very, very good wrestler. Just, a little up there in age.
That's how. Hey, that's how we like him up there in age.
Yeah, I'm so sure.
But thank you guys for the super chats. We're gonna get. Do you guys have any plugs to get off before we get out of here?
I got a little one. So, for those that listen to this pod today and got to hear the vocal stylings of my father, one day we will have him on the podcast.
Yeah,
we will have him talking about championship wrestling for Florida one day and go with Rob.
Yo, we need the Unk pod. We need Marcus's dad and Rob's dad on the same pod, just acting like them, and we just act like it's Marcus and Rob.
You know what's funny is my dad does talk about doing a pod all the time. So
yeah,
let's go.
My dad does talk about doing a pod all the time.
The real Rob, nigga.
What the fuck? What the hell? What the fuck?
Senior paragraph.
So definitely think about that. But no, Novi, do you guys have any plugs before me and Chris will plug the Patreon?
Of course. YouTube.com/@Noviak. I'm going to have a video on the channel on Saturday. We're talking women's wrestling and the main event. It'll be an interesting discussion. I think it's time to have Marcus. We might have to
women.
Yeah, that's fair enough. We have a pre-show for Dynamite every Wednesday at 6:30. I brought both Rob and Marcus on before. Got to get Chris on at some point. So that's on my channel as well. My Twitter is on screen @itsnoviak, and you can always find me at the Late Night Grin. Join Late Night Grin Gold today.
Shout out to my gold members.
Chriso, you do the honors, brother.
Yeah, well, I would say, if you have $5 extra laying around, or 10, 20, 100, go ahead and join that self-made Discord. We're a big family in there. People. We got some trolls in there, though. We got a couple trolls. I see a couple trolls in the chat. I see Ish in the chat, troll. I see Raccoon Man in the chat, troll. I see John Flakes in the chat, troll. But
Moose was in the chat. Moose was in the chat, troll.
Moose, super troll. But yeah, it was a good time. Obviously, Ibu and Rob and others did a space today. I didn't know that was a space because they didn't tell me, but I was probably asleep. So, but yeah, Ibu does these random spaces. We do watch alongs. Obviously, $10 tier, you get to pick a match we watch in there. And a lot of people don't know this. If you want to come up while we're watching your match, just ask. You can come up, obviously. I was talking to Talk about that last night. But that is a good time. We do more stuff. I'm pretty much in there all the time. Rob's in there all the time. I do, community game nights, community activities. I might do an Ox battle tonight. That's one of the community's favorite things to do is Ox battles. So I might do one tonight if I'm in the mood. I don't know if I get enough people, but Yeah, if you don't, that's fine. Thank you for supporting the pod that we do. Obviously, that's enough support. But if you got that $5 laying around, come in and join up. Talk to us, chat with us. We doing our things. But yeah,
Well, guys, it's the same thing. We do a lot of things, and so of course we were supposed to do Sopranos night on Tuesday, but I felt like my
Rob,
family had
shit
gotten
Oh,
control.
COVID. I know my family had gotten COVID, and I felt like I was starting to have it, so I went to
Rob ain't get
sleep.
COVID.
And
happens on Sopranos night. God, I can't believe it.
I know,
It's
no, trust me.
crazy.
No, trust me. I even said on the Raw review, I was like, yo, we're doing that tonight. And then my dad literally came in like towards the end of the pod. Somebody such and such has COVID, and I was like, oh, okay. And then like literally as the pod was going on, I think it was no, as during NXT, I was like, yo, I feel like shit. So
No,
I was
Rob is
I
getting
was
You
like,
sure
this
it
physical
is
wasn't
on
just
crazy.
NXT,
Sopranos
bro?
night.
I'm
Oh
crying. It
no,
definitely was
NXT
just
good.
next.
NXT good.
NXT influenza.
NXT good. But no, but no, tonight, since they're doing the Aux battles, we're also doing something. We did the Wheel of WrestleMania where we did all 40 WrestleManias, and we put them on a wheel, each match on a wheel, and then each individual WrestleMania matches on the wheel, and then we spun and then we chose one and we watched and we put it on a spreadsheet. But now we are doing the Wheel of Mania Weekend takeovers, which we are taking every takeover for Mania Weekend, putting all the matches on a wheel individually, and we are choosing one, and we are watching that one. They're hoping that we get Austin Aries versus Baron Corbin from the Dallas one from the first one, and I hoping we are not. so,
Hmm.
but yeah, no. So that's what we're doing. They're doing the Aux battles. There's a bunch of stuff, but you don't have to go to just one. You don't have to just go to one and not the other one, bro. That is what the self-made Discord is all about. It's all about creating a community. There's no such thing as counter programming in there. Whatever you prefer,
Well,
you just go in there and do. So, yeah, no, unless we're doing a match watch along, then you're not allowed to stream. So,
yeah.
You will not be streaming on this watch
unless
along.
the match recommendations watch along. But you can create your own VCs and create your own communities within the Discord. So yeah, no, make sure you guys go to the self-made page or one of me or Crystal's page, and the link is right there to the Patreon in our bios. Like Chris said, $5 you just get in there. You get to hang out. $10 you could do all that and pick a match recommendation from when we do match recommendations threads, and you can up to 45 minutes unless it's a great 60-minute match like Hangman and Brian or something, then you can pick that. But then $20 you can do all that and get speaker role in certain different on different occasions, and $100 you get to become what's the word, Chriso?
Paragon
A paragon, which is basically you get to do all that, and you pick a pay per view of
or
your
movie.
choosing,
Pay-per-view or
or
movie.
a pay per view or a movie of your choosing. We will set
This
a date
Saturday,
and we watch
actually,
that.
one of our $100 tier talk is we're doing his watch along, which is Dominion 2017 or 18.
I think it was
The one with Kenya
2018.
2018. Okay, 2018 Dominion.
No,
We're doing that.
which one? The one with Kenny and Okada? Which Kenny and
I
Okada
mean,
match?
both of
The
them
two out
did.
of three?
Yeah, yeah, 2 out of 3 or the second one.
I forgot, but I forgot. I think it might be 2 out of 3.
Yeah, it's gotta be
Oh yeah,
2018.
so that's 2019. Oh no, 2018. Excuse me. Damn, I'm
Yeah.
lost.
Yeah, but yeah,
Um,
that's what we're doing Saturday. He said the time that Dynamite usually comes on at in Australia, which is like 10 p.m. So I don't fucking. We'll put it somewhere in the Discord.
we'll announce it. We'll announce it
Yeah,
in
we'll
the
We
announce
server
it.
got y'all. Don't
announcements.
worry.
But
But
yeah, we
yeah,
have two
no.
Paragons. Wheezy is another Paragon. I don't know if he's in here, but yeah, shout out Wheezy. He's a mod too. But yeah, shout out all of the tiers. All you matter to me.
With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this Dynamite review. One of the better Dynamite reviews in recent memory. And we'll continue to go on that trend of slowly but surely bringing the Dynamite review back to prominence, back to being the flagship show on the
Mm.
channel. And with that being said, for myself, from Marcus, from Crystal Bread, and from Novi. We will see you guys next week. I am not streaming tonight, but I will be streaming tomorrow night for Friday Night SmackDown, actually. So let me drop my link to my Twitch really quick before we get out of here. Hold on. That was another plug. I just
When
forgot.
a woman loves.
Oh my god, I gotta close Twitch. Every time I open Twitch, it's just a bunch of niggas yelling in my ear because they have.
She
a
loves for real, and I'm forever indebted. And I'm forever indebted to her.
But make sure you guys please tap into all of that. And like I said, with myself, from Marcus, from Novi, and from Crystal Brad, we will see you guys next week.
Bye, guys.
I love.